In this video, I'm going to be walking you step by step how to build a clothing and fashion online store. So if you have a fashion business, a clothing business, a t-shirt business, or anything in this niche or in this category, and you're looking forward to creating an online e-commerce platform where you can upload your products, you can sell your products online, you can reach out to more customers online, then this video is for you, because I'm going to be walking you step by step how to create a professional looking e-commerce website. So all the links, all the resources I'm going to be making use of in this video, I'm going to leave a link to them in the description of this video. I'll also be leaving the timestamp so that if there's any part of this video that you want to rewatch, so you can just make use of the timestamp in the description to just go to that part of this video. Okay, so before we get in, let me give you a snippet of the site we are going to be creating. Okay, so let me just give you a preview. All right, so right here is a demo or a preview of the website we are going to be creating. So you can see it right here. These are the menu. We have this search button. So you can see we have this upper top bar right here. You can just use it to make an announcement or talk about a discount or a promo. You can see where we have our social media link, another part where you can, make an announcement or something. Okay, so you can see here, this is where you're going to click to create an account. This is the wish list. Yeah, this is the add to cart. So we have this category on the side. Now this is one style. Okay, so if you want a different style, a different layout, I'll also show you how you can get that. So you can see all of these sections and everything right here. This is our products. Okay, if you want it to be 4, like now this is 4 columns, right? So if you want yours to be 5 or 3, you can achieve that. Okay, and if you want the row to be more than 1, okay, and you can see all of these effects. Once you over it, you can see it's showing you the different products image. All right, so if you should also scroll down, you can have this section, and this is for featured products. All right, basically these are also products that are on discounts, and then you can see it here. If you want to have this time here to show how long this discount is going to be on, okay, and how many percent discounts. Okay, you can also do that. If you scroll down, you can see based on category. You can also have you can also showcase your product based on the different category on the home page. These are reviews. You can have this to be some of the brands or products that you sell or that you promote. Okay, and okay, you can also put some of these offers. All right, and right here we have a blog section. Away from that, we have this email section where people can subscribe. Okay, so that you can generate leads. All right, if they need to reach out to you, and if you have an app, if you want to put this. And for the footer, this is what the footer looks like. All right, so you can have your logo right here. You have a short description about what your website is all about. All right, and then you can have your contact details and all of these menu options right here. Okay, and then your footer. All right, so away from the home page, let me show you what the shop page looks like. So right here is our shop page. Okay, so this is how our shop page looks like. And then you can also have it in different layouts apart from what you are seeing here. For instance, now we are having this sidebar on our left. So you can decide to have yours on the right. Okay, and then you can also choose some of these filter options. Okay, it all depends on you. For example, now on this page now, if you don't want this banner you're seeing here, you can take it out. If you want to change this text, I'm still going to be showing you how to do that. Now, for example, now we can see that this is 4. We're having 4 column, right? So if you want yours to be 3 column, fine, you can also do that. Everything here is a matter of preference. They are self-customizable. Okay, and if you want a different product display, you can also achieve it. I'm going to show you all of this. All right, so let me show you what a product looks like. So this is one where your product page can appear, where you have your main product image, and then you're going to be seeing the other ones. Just you can have it below, you can have it at the top, you can have it at the side, and every other information right here. All right, so all of these are what I'm going to be showing you. So this is the description. If there's a review, you are going to be seeing it right here like this. Okay, and just below it, you are going to be seeing related products, and then we have our footer. So here is the walkthrough of the website I'm going to be putting you through on how to create. So with this now, you can see this is a professional looking, well designed and well laid out e-commerce website. Okay, basically designed for clothing and fashion. All right, and even if you are not doing any of this, even if you want to just create an e-commerce website, okay, the knowledge you're going to be acquiring in this video will go a long way in helping you create just any kind of e-commerce website. All right, so with that being said, now we can go ahead and start the process of creating our website. So before we do that, If you are new to this channel or you are yet to subscribe, please kindly take out time to click on that subscribe button to subscribe. It's absolutely free to subscribe. So go ahead right now, click on that subscribe button to subscribe to the channel. And do make sure you give the video a thumbs up. Do make sure you like and then you share the video. Okay. So with that now, let's go ahead and start creating our clothing and fashion online store. In creating any website, either e-commerce or just any website, there are two basic things that you are going to need. Number one, you are going to need your domain name, and number two, you are going to need hosting. So basically, when we talk about domain name means your website name. Just like if you want to access Facebook, you go to your browser, you type in facebook.com. If you want to access Google, you go to your browser, google.com. Those words you are typing into your browser, your the .com, the .co, the anything, okay, maybe the .org and everything. That's what we refer to as the domain name. All right, so that's the first thing you're going to need. The second thing you're going to need is hosting. Now let's come back to the website. Now you see all this information that we have here, all the products you are going to be uploading, the products, all this design and everything that you're going to be uploading into your website, they have been stored somewhere. That makes it easy for people to be able to access it over the internet. Okay, so where they are being stored is what we refer to as host. Okay, so that's just a simple explanation of what hosting is. All right, so those are the two things that we are going to need: your domain name and then your hosting. Now, to get your domain name and hosting, the platform comes highly recommendable. All right, and if you want to get it, you are going to be getting as high as a 5% discount plus a free domain. Okay, so the platform I'm going to be sharing with you, you're just going to be getting your hosting. Alongside your hosting, they'll be giving you a free domain name and a huge discount of as high as 75%. Okay, so to take advantage of this offer, so just come over to those websites, akprosperblog.com/hosting, and then you'll be taken to this page. You can see here Hostinja. This is currently one of the best hosting platforms that you can find on the internet right now. They offer the best and quality hosting service. So if you're here, you see it, and you're getting 75% off hosting plus AI website builder. Okay, so once you are here, if you click on start now, here you'll be taken to the different pricing and the plan. All right, so we have the basic plan, the growth plus AI, and then the scale plus AI. Now, since we are working on e-commerce platform, I'll recommend you go with the growth plus AI. Now, if you check the difference between the three plans, you'll see it right here. Now, if you look at this basic plan, remember we are creating e-commerce website. You can see for e-commerce, and then this is checked for e-commerce. Okay, so that means this has more features that we need to actually get us started. All right, and then maybe later on you can decide to go up with this scale plus AI. So since you are just starting out, this is okay. Now you can see you are also going to be getting a free domain for the first year. And remember, like I said earlier, you are going to be needing two things: your domain name and your hosting. So they are providing us with hosting, and then we are also going to be getting a free domain for the first year. And then you can also use this same plan to create up to 50 websites. So maybe once you are done with your first website and you want to create another website, you don't need to come back and purchase another hosting. With the same hosting plan, you can create up to 50 websites. Okay, so you can see these are some other features that comes with it: basic e-commerce, business email, 5 minutes backups per year, daily backup. You get up to 50 gig of storage, and then you get priority support, team collaboration, and the likes. Okay, compared to the basic plan. So what you do once you are here, just go ahead and click on choose plan. So once this page open up, the next thing you're supposed to do is to choose the period. How long do you want to purchase this hosting? Now, if you click here, you are going to have the option of choosing 1 month, 12 months, 24 months, and 48 months plan. Now, remember, you are getting a free domain. So for you to get a free domain, you have to pick anything from the 12 months plan. Okay, that's what is going to give you the free domain. Like you see it here, domain name, you won't be charged for it. You're getting a free domain. However, if you are thinking on long term, okay, I'll recommend you go with either the 24 or 48 months plan. That's if you are thinking of, the website on a long-term basis. And also choosing the 24 or 48 months plan will also increase the discounts you're going to be getting. Okay, for example, now for 12 months, your total is $59.88. But if you go with 24 months, that's 107.76. And then if you choose to go with the 48 months plan, that's $181.92. Okay, and you're also going to be getting plus 3 months free hosting. Okay, so the higher plan you choose, the more discount you're going to be getting. For example, on the 48-month plan now, you are saving as high as $489. Okay, so just make sure you choose anything from 24 to 48. That's what I'm actually recommending. Okay, so depending on your budget anyway, but those are the two. So once you have chosen any of the plan that you want to go with. Okay, then you can come over here and then you click on continue. So on this page now, you're going to be prompted to create an account. So here you put in your email address and your password. So you need to take note of the email address and the password you want to use to create your account with them. Okay, so once you do that, you put in your email address and your password, and then you click on register. Once you've completed the registration process and then you've verified your email, the next page you're going to be coming is where you're going to put in your billing address. So that's your name, your last name, your country, your phone number. You just fill in all of these details. Once you are done with them, you click on the continue, and then you'll be able to make your payment. So there are different payment options that will be available to you depending on your country. Okay, so you can pay with your card. There's option of PayPal, there's option of Google Pay, OPay. I think this is available because of the country, my country. So we also have Alipay and then CoinGate. So whatever country you are actually watching from, you definitely see a payment system that will definitely work for you. So choose whichever one that works best for you, and then you'll be able to check out. Okay, so you can see once you put in your either you want to pay with card and then you submit your payment, then you'll be able to purchase your hosting plan. Once you have completed the payment process of paying for your domain, okay, so once you've completed the billing process, the next thing you're going to be getting access to your hosting dashboard, which is what you are seeing here. So once you're on this page, you see all of these options here: your home, website, domain, horizon, emails, and the likes. So where we are coming is you click on websites. So once you are here, you see this option to add website. So go ahead and click on add website. Now all these options will pop up. We have WordPress, Hosting website builder. So what we want to go with is WordPress. Now you see some of this survey or questionnaire, so you can decide to skip them or answer them. So let's say I'm creating for myself or my business, go to next. So now the next phase now is for you to create an account. Now this information is what you are going to be using to log in into your WordPress website itself. Okay, so here you put in your email. You can see it here, WordPress email, admin email, and then your administrator password. Now one thing I would advise is make sure that whatever password you're using here, you take note of the password. Okay, so by default they'll generate a password for you. Okay, but you can go ahead and create your own password. All right, then make sure your password fulfill all of this information: one number, one symbol, one uppercase letter, one Latin letter, and then between 8 to 50 character. Okay, so one only Latin character. Okay, and then one symbol. So the symbol can be anything, full stop, and all of this symbol sign. So once you fill in all of this information, you click on next. Now you'll be asked to create with a website with AI, pre-built website and theme. So just click on create a blank site. All right. So now the next thing is this. Now they're asking that what domain or subdomain would you like to use? Now there are three options here. You can see number one, it said claim your free domain, buy a new domain, or confirm a domain you already own. Now let me explain the three to you. Now if you've purchased your hosting, so that means you can go ahead and claim your free domain. So what you do is you put in the domain that you want to use. Okay, let's say for example this is the domain you want to use. Maybe you want to use this domain now, so you go ahead and put in the domain. If the domain is available, you see the option here with claim, so you click on claim. All right, so that's the first option. Now the second one says buy a new domain. Now this buy a new domain is when you want to create maybe your second website. Okay, maybe you've already claimed your free domain and then you want to create another website, you can go ahead and purchase another domain from them also. They also offer that service. All right, now the third one is confirm a domain you already own. Now maybe you already have a domain already, which is what I want to do. For example, I already have this domain as a gpt.com, and that's what I want to use. So I'll just go ahead and put in the domain so you can see, do you own this domain? Use it. So I'll click on it. So you can see the domain is registered at another provider. You need to verify you own it when you connect it to your site. So that's letting you know if you have a domain on another platform, maybe you have a domain from GoDaddy, from Bluehost, or from other platform, you can also use it. All right, so that's what I'm doing. So you can see it here. I've put in this domain. I actually have this domain on another platform, Dynadot. Okay, so what I'll just do is then you go ahead and click on install WordPress. So with that now, our WordPress installation is in progress. So you can see it here, 6%, 7%, 8%. So I'll just pause the video and let it to go to 100, but it takes less than 2-3 minutes. Okay, so guys, if you are finding value in this video, please give the video a thumbs up, and if you are yet to subscribe, please go ahead and click on that subscribe button. So once you have completed the installation process, you are going to be redirected to this screen. So you can see right here onboarding. All right, so this is the screen you are going to be redirected to. All right, so now let me give you an overview of what you can see on your screen right here. Okay, so start with, if you come over here, I want to show you how you can edit the information you are seeing here. Now, depending on how you set yours up or the information you provided while registering with your hosting, you might be seeing your email here, and personally I don't like it. So to do that, you can just go ahead and click on this edit. So once you click on this edit, you're going to be shown this profile. The first thing you're going to be seeing is this. Now, this color scheme you are seeing here is if you want to change the color for the back end. So this is the default. Another common one is this midnight. So you can see it changes it to, is this red and black? Okay, if you want to use the ocean, it's a matter of preference, but I'm okay with the default. Okay, away from that, you can also set your language. That will be the language for at the back end of the website. Okay, not the main website language. Okay, so you can also do that from here. Then this is our username. You can't change this, but if you want to change the display name like I'm seeing, so let's say for example now, this is a fashion website, right? So I can call it, let's say I want to call it Prosper Fashion. And that's the name I want it to appear. So, and then under display name, so now I can now select this as Prosper Fashion. So to take out this username that you are seeing here, so I can select this. Now your contact info, this is be your admin email. So if you want to change it, you just put in a new email here. But however, you need to confirm that new email. That's what you are seeing right here. Okay, so the next thing is you can go ahead and put in your graphical info, your profile picture, and then just go ahead and update. Okay, so you can see it here, it's looking good. So now let me go back to the page we were before. So if I click on this hosting jar, so you can see this is the page that we were earlier. Now another thing you also need to take note of is once you're on this page, if you check out your domain, let me show you what that will look like. So I hope you can see it right here. You might not be seeing your domain, just in case you're not seeing your domain name. For example, remember I use gadgetgpt.com. If you're not seeing your domain name, what is happening is that your domain name is yet to propagate with your hosting. And before now, once you install a new WordPress, you might need to wait for maybe 30 minutes, 1 hour, or even 24 hours, okay, for you to have your domain name. But now, instead of waiting, what they've provided to you, for you is a temporary domain name. So that's why you might be seeing some random domain that's different from your own domain. So what you can just go ahead and with your website creation process, and just maybe after an hour or two, you can then refresh, and then you'll be seeing your domain name. And if you're not seeing it, you can just go ahead and put in your domain name /wp-admin. Okay, so once you do that, if you are logged in, it will take you to your dashboard like this, or you'll be asked to log in again. So you just put in your username and then your password. All right, so that sorts that out. So next thing I want you to do is you come over to plugins. So here we have plugins. So basically our hosting provided us with some plugins that we are not going to need. So for example, this Hostinja AI, Hostinja Easy Onboarding, Hostinja Rich, Hostinja Tools. So these 4 plugins, go ahead and click on them. You click on block action, then you deactivate, and then you click on apply. All right, so basically plugins are more like apps that add more functionalities to your website. Take for example, your phone. These are the example I like to use a lot. Take for example, for your phone, you have different apps on your phone, and this app helps to increase the functionalities of your phone. Same thing applies to WordPress website. So we're gonna need to deactivate them. So the next thing is to delete it. So you click on them again under bulk action, you click on delete, and then you click on apply. So that is out already. So you can see, but this light speed cache, go ahead and make sure you don't deactivate or delete them. Okay, I'm still going to be talking about them much later in the video. So with that, now let me show you what our dashboard looks like. So you can see now this is our dashboard, and we are seeing here is welcome to WordPress. All right, now if you are seeing all this information here and then maybe you don't like to see them, you can come to screen option and then you can uncheck them. So if there's any information that you want to show on your dashboard, okay, so you can then check that option. So once we install WooCommerce itself, there are still some options that we would like to see here. Maybe information that has to do with sales and traffic and the likes. Okay, but for now, this is what our dashboard currently looks like. Okay, so now let me show you all these options you are seeing right here. Because as we progress in the video, when we start installing our theme and our plugin, we are going to be having more options here. So before that becomes very confusing, let me just show you what we are having here. So this is the dashboard. I've talked about it. This is what you are seeing right here. Now this is for posts. So let me open that in a new tab. This is media and this is pages. Okay. So for posts now, this is where you are going to click to create a blog post. All right. So you're going to create a blog post. Once you're on post, so you can see the option to add post. So just go ahead and click on add post. And then the page is going to open up like this. So this is where you're going to put in your title for your blog post. So since it is a fashion website, I can just say maybe I want to create a post for best female wears for summer. Okay, so that's the topic, and I can go ahead and put in the body for the blog post. So just go ahead and put in your content. So if you want to put in text, you go ahead and put in text. If you want to add image, to just click on this plus. So then you can select image. Okay, so you can choose to upload. All right, so you can upload from your computer, or maybe I want to upload it so you can see it. I can just select this and open. So the image is uploaded already. If I want to continue adding text, I can just go ahead and keep adding text. Okay, and if there's any other thing apart from image, I can just click here. If I want to add gallery, that's maybe multiple image. If I want to bring in a list, if I want to add heading, if you click on browse option, there are a lot of things that you can just put. Definitely might not need everything, but just to make sure that your blog post looks neat and presentable and well detailed. So away from that, if you now check this right side, under post, you will put in your featured image. All right. So I think I've closed. Okay, using this as an example now, our reference website now, you can see this blog post, this image that is displaying right here. To introduce the blog post is what we refer to as featured image. Okay, so if you want to add that, so this is where you're going to click on to add your featured image. It's currently set to publish immediately, but if you want to schedule it to publish on a later date, you can do that right here. Okay, and then this is for category. All right, so every blog post, you want to create them in category. For example, you can categorize this under female wears. So you can just create a category for that. Okay, then if there's no category there, you can just click on add category, put in your category name, and then you click on add category. Or if you have the category already listed, you just select them like this, and then you'll be fine. All right, if you want to also add tags, you can do just that. So once you are done, you can just go ahead and click on publish, and then you publish again. So with that now, I've shown you how to create a blog post. So you can go ahead and view that. Okay, away from that, the next option we are seeing after post is media. So this is where you're going to find, so if I should refresh this now, all the media files, you can see this is the one which I just uploaded just now into that blog post. So all the pictures or images that you've uploaded, you're going to find them here. If it's PDF, even video, you are going to find them here. But with respect to video, in case you want to make use of video in your website, I would advise not to upload the video directly into your website, okay, because it will take up more space on your host and it will also make your website slow. So what you do is you can upload the video on website like Vimeo or YouTube, and then you embed it into any part of the website that you want to make use of it. Okay, so that's it on media. So for pages, you are still going to come back here. So this is for pages. If you want to create a new page or you want to add a page, so that's it for page. Now the next one is comments. So once you start receiving comments on your website, okay, you are going to receive the notification right here. So next is appearance. Under appearance, we currently have these themes and editor. We are still going to have more options once we install our theme that we want to use. Okay, then plugin. I've talked about plugin. So under user, so let me open this now. Under user, this is where you're going to add user to your website. Okay, so you can see currently I'm the only user right here, and you can see my role. I'm the administrator. Okay, so you can see my name, my email, and then how many posts do I have under this user. Now, basically, the idea behind user is it makes you give access to other people to manage your website. For example, if I should click on add user now, so basically the two things I will need is the username and their email, and then their password. You can go ahead and fill in the first name and last name, and right here you are going to put in their roles. Okay, so what role do you want to give them? Do you want to give them the role as an administrator, editor, author? Okay, so once we install WooCommerce plugin, there's still going to be more role that we can assign to whoever we want to give access to have access to the back end of the website. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So anything you do, just go ahead and save. Click on add user, and then that sorts that out. Okay, so under tools, these are the options that we have under tools. Okay, if you want to import or export your website, you want to check your site health, you can do that. So the next one is settings. Now under settings, we have the general. Let's start with the general. So if I click on general, okay, so like I said, you can save anything that you do here. So tools, let me go to generals. Let me just look at. Okay, so these are the options available under the general settings. So this way you're going to put in your site title. Now, if I change this from Gather GPT to Prosper Fashion, take a look at what will happen here. So the Prosper Fashion I'm using I'm taking that to be the name of my e-commerce website or my fashion website. Okay, so if I change this to okay, so what do you notice? You notice that it also changes here. All right. So for the tagline, you can say in few words, explain what this site is about. Example, just another WordPress site. So in few words, you can say what your website is about. You can put in your short word. Okay. So I can just put in appear classy and stylish in Prosper Fashion. Okay, so I hope you get the idea. Now for the site icon, you can put in your site icon. Basically, you can use your logo. Okay, and that's what will appear in your browser tab. So once you're browsing, and then just beside it, you see your logo. This is where you can, that's site icon. So this is a WordPress URL. So this is okay the way it is. Your administrator email, this is it. Now for membership, so for this now, we are going to check this option that anyone can register. That's because we are creating an e-commerce website, and an e-commerce website, people will be able to log in and to create an account. Okay, so this has to be checked. Okay, so new user default role, let's still leave it as subscriber. Okay, because that's the least role available. Now the South language, we looked at something like this. Now for time zone, you can go ahead and set this based on your location or the best fit, and then your date format and time format. When the week starts on when do you want, is it Monday or Sunday, depending on you. So anything you do here, just go ahead and click on save changes. All right, so the next one is writing. So under writing, we really don't have much to do here. So let's go back to reading, same thing, then discussion. Here, primary links. So once you have clicked on save, and then that is saved already. So we also have other options, reading, writing, and likes. These settings are okay the way they are, so I might not need to really touch that. So the next one is this light speed cache. I mentioned it earlier. If I come over to light speed cache and then I come over to presets, now basically this is a caching plugin. It goes a long way in helping you increase your website speed. Another thing I like about it is that if you make any changes on your website and you're not really seeing those changes, okay, so once you come over to light speed cache and then you click on preset, you can just select from this advanced. Basically you are trying to clear some cache on your website. Probably there are some cache on your website that is not making it to some of those features to show up or to load. So once you clear them, you just click on apply presets, and then you go back and refresh that page, and then everything should be fine. So with that, now let me come back to my dashboard. Okay, so to install the themes, we'll come over to appearance, we'll click on themes. Now this is what is going to open up. So you're going to see the theme for the last 3 years. So we have 2025, 2024, and 2023. Now before I do that, there's something I'm supposed to have done. Let's view our sites to see what our website currently looks like. So this is what our website currently looks like. You can see it's showing up the blog we created earlier. Okay, and then this is the second blog, and then everything. You can see Prosper Fashion. All right, and then you can see below here 2025. So that's letting you know that this is running on the 2025 theme. All right, so if I should come here now and then I activate the 2024, you see, basically theme is what is responsible for the design and the layout of your website. Okay, it goes a long way in determining some of the, maybe the fonts, the layout, the appearance and everything. Now I've switched to 2024. If I come back to our website, if I should refresh it now, Okay, you can see it's giving us a different form of appearance. Okay, so the same thing will appear if we should set it to 2023. So I click on activate. Now, any theme that you are using on your website will be the first one that will show up. Okay, so currently on 2023, if I also come back here and I refresh, so you can see it's right here. All right, so you can see this is that blog post, best premium wear for summer. All right, so basically that's what theme is. It goes along with determining the feels of your website, the design, the layout, and every other thing. Now, but for this website now, the theme we are going to be using, you come over here to click on add theme. Now, when you click on add theme, by default, you can see WordPress currently has about 7,959 theme in their directory. So you can see here. Okay, so as you progress in creating websites, you are going to be working with so many themes, and then you're going to be understanding the effect or the difference in all of these themes. Okay, but the theme we are going to be using is not here. So what you are going to do is you're going to click on upload. Okay, so you're going to bring in the theme you are going to use. Now, the theme we are going to use is called Clotier. So for you to just come over to this link, akprosperblog.com/Clotier. So this is the theme that we are going to be using to create our website. So you can see this is a fashion store e-commerce theme. All right, so this is the price right now. So once you're on this website, so just go ahead and click on add to cart. So once you click on add to cart, so you can see it here, you'll be asked to go to the checkout page. All right, so from there now you can go ahead and create an account if you don't have an account with them. Okay, so you can create an account with either your Google, Apple, Facebook, or email. So if you want to use your email option, so you put in your name, your last name, email, and password, and then you'll be able to create an account. So once you do that, you go to your billing, and then you'll be able to make payments for this domain. All right. So once you have gone through the purchase process of the domain, so you see your username somewhere at the upper right once you're on the page. All right, so just come over to downloads. So you see downloads right here, and then you look for it here. So this is the theme right here. You see this option to download. So once you click on it, these are the things you're going to download. You're going to download the installable WordPress files, and then this license certificate and purchase code. So these are the two things that you're going to be downloading. So once you download this, and then you download this into your computer, so you come back to your WordPress site. So where we have choose file, so you click on it, okay, and then it will open up. So you locate that file that you downloaded, so which is this right here, okay, and this right here is the, okay, let me close it back. So again, let me show you, that is the installable WordPress file. Okay, so choose file, and this is it. So I select it and I click on open. So and I click on install now. So guys, if you are finding value in this video, please give the video a thumbs up. Click on that subscribe button if you are yet to. So you can see right here. So we are going to go ahead and click on activate. All right, so you can see welcome to Clotier. So just go ahead and click on start. So we are still going to install the child theme. So click on install. So awesome, child theme has been installed. So now it's asking us to activate this the theme. Now coming back here, you can see the license certificate and purchase code. So you can download the PDF format or the text format. Okay. So I've downloaded the PDF format. So what I'll do is I'll open it up and copy the license code. So this is it. This is what it looks like. So item purchase code. So this is it right here. So I'll just copy it. So once you copy it, that's what you're going to come and paste here. So you come over here and paste it, and then you click on activate. Okay, so you can see the theme registration successful. All right, so now it's asking us for some plugins. So let's install some essential WordPress plugin to get your site up to speed. So go ahead and click on install. So next it's asking us that import content. Let's import content to your website to help you get familiar with the theme. So go ahead and click on import. All right, so now we are done with the importation of everything. You can see all done, have fun. So now let's go ahead and view our website. So if I click on view website, so with that now we already have our website. So you can see it right here, just like demo, right? So the next thing we are going to be looking at is how we can update the information to look like ads, like uploading your product and every other settings that you might need to do. Now, in case you also import this demo and you notice that this menu section is not there, this particular category section is missing, and when you scroll down, maybe these menu options are missing. This is what you should do. So just come back to your dashboard. Remember this plugin I talked about, this light speed catch. Then come over to presets. Okay, you'll be taken to this page. So just scroll down and then you can use this advanced. advanced option, click on apply presets. All right. And then once you do that, you should come back to your website and refresh, and that should be fine. And if that did not work, so you come back to your hosting. Okay, so the hosting I recommended. So you come to the back end. See, under this option here, make sure you're already on the domain name. Okay, you see this WordPress, click on WordPress, and then you'll be having this screen. Okay, and then you see this flush cache. All right, so just click on it and flush cache. All right, so if you do those two, and then everything is going to be fine, and then you're going to be having the menu appear. All right, so it's likely you experience it that and everything will be fine. So you might not experience it though, but I just need to mention just in case you face that challenge. All right, so with that being said, now let's go back to our dashboard. All right, so we are back to our dashboard, having installed all the theme that we actually need. So like I mentioned earlier, you see that you're going to be having more options right here. You can see activities, comments, reviews and all the likes. Okay, so if you don't want any of this again, remember the process. You click on screen option, and then you can uncheck some of the ones that you actually don't want. Okay, so it all depends on you. All right, so now let's come over to WooCommerce. So under this WooCommerce, basically this is a plugin for any e-commerce website that is created using WordPress and WooCommerce. Okay, so this is the plugin that is responsible for that e-commerce functionality that your website has. Okay, so you come over to WooCommerce, and then you come over to settings. So there are a lot of options here that we also need to look at one after the other. Some of the things like how to set up your payments, your shipping, your taxes and the likes. Okay, so that's where we are going to set that up. So what we are going to do now is to go through each of them so I can show you all the options that are available under settings. The settings here are very important. So starting out, we're going to put in our store address. So you can put in your address line 1 and address line 2. So let me go ahead and put in those information. You put in your city, you put in your country, right? And then your zip code. So these are very important. So let me fill in this information real quick. So I've put in some random address. So I just put in like 12 like Cinema, Yapaja Road, Lagos. All right. So put in your country, you put in your zip code. All right. So remember, this is your store address. Don't forget your store address. Okay. Now for selling option, now these options here basically depends on what you are actually working on. Now look at it here. It says selling location, sell to all countries. So basically what this means is that what are the countries that you want to sell to? All right. So if you want to sell to all countries, fine. You can leave it as sell to all countries. Then you also have sell to all countries except, so if you select this option, here you are going to select the countries that you are not going to be selling to. Okay, so if there's any country you don't want to sell to, you are going to select those countries here. Now the third option is sell to specific countries. That means maybe you just want to sell to a specific country or countries. Okay, so once you do that, this is where you're also going to enter into those information. So maybe for example, I just want to sell to Nigeria. Okay, and then maybe United States. Okay, so you can see it here. All right, so it all depends on what you are working on. All right, so but let me just leave it on sell to all countries. Now shipping location also, you can also select that. Okay, do you want to ship to all countries you sell to? You can also do ship to all countries. You can say ship to specific countries only. All right, so all this, it depends on what you are actually working on. All right, so there is not one particular option that is the best right here. All right, so this default customer location, okay, this can be set to ship country, shop country or region. All right, okay, so these three options are very dependent on you. Okay, so you can also read here. So if you see any of this question mark, if you don't understand what that particular section is, once you over it, you're going to see what it actually means. Okay, all right, so the next one is enable taxes. So this, you're going to be charging tax on your website, so you also have to check this option. Now if you check up here, you can see there is no tax option here, but if I should enable it right now, okay, then I want to charge tax, so that is there already. Enable coupon. So there are two options here. It says enable the use of coupon codes. Now coupon can be applied from the cart and checkout pages. Now the second option says calculate discount sequentially. What this means is when applying multiple coupons, apply the first coupon to the full price and the second coupon to the discounted price and so on. Now this option, I always like to uncheck it. What it means is that if you are running a coupon on your website, if you are doing discounts, if somebody have access to more than 2 coupons, okay, they can go ahead and use those 2 coupons on just one checkout, or and to me it's not nice. All right, so I always uncheck this. Now this is for currency. This is where you're going to select your store currency, so you can see it right here. So there are a lot of currencies that you're going to find here, so choose the currency that best fits the kind of store that you are creating. All right, so then all of this information, your currency position, your thousand separator, sometimes it's okay the way it is. All right, But if you feel like, it's different for you, you can go ahead and update that. So anything you change, don't forget to save. And remember, I enable tags right here. So if I should save now, you're going to see that the option for tags is going to appear right here. Okay, so let me just go ahead and click on save changes. So that has been saved already. So you can see the tags has appeared. So now the next one is on products. All right, so this we are going to select, the first one is shop pages. So this we are going to select our shop page. So if you click here, you look for the one that says shop. So this is it right here. I think we have two. There are two shop page. Okay, so let's still pick whichever one you pick will be your default shop page. All right. So what it means is that you should over by now is saying that visit site and visit store. All right. So this we are going to select what you want your shop page to be. And don't forget, I said your shop page is a page that will showcase all the products that you have on your store. All right. Okay, and then this one is the placeholder image. What this actually means is that if you upload any product on your website and there is no image for that product, there's a default image that will appear there. Okay, so that's why the image number is 7 under your media. So if you should open media, let me show you. All right, in case you want to change that, so let me quickly show you. I think it is either this or this. Let me just check this. Okay, so this is it right here. Let me show you where the 7 is coming from. All right, so if you can see right here where we're having our domain name /wpip upload php item equals to 7. All right, so this is where the 7 is coming from. All right, so if you want to use a different image, once you upload that image, you look out for that number. Let's say you want to use this, for example, you see that the number for this is 1916. You can see it right here, 1916. Okay, so that is how that number was gotten. So that's why we have it 7 right here. Okay, then for measurements, this we are going to enter the measurements that you want to use for your store. All right, so maybe you want to use kg, grams, lbs, or oz, and then the dimension units. Also, this is where you are going to select that option. Now, talking about review, enable product review option is checked. Show verified owners label or custom, yes. All right, review can only be left by verified owners. Okay, so if you want to enable this, it's left to you. But if you enable this, the number of reviews you're going to be getting is going to be lesser. All right, so product rating, these two are enabled, and which is fine. So go ahead and save since we've made a change here. All right, so that's it on products. So there are still some options here under inventory and downloadable products. Okay, but since we are not doing downloadable products, we might not need to touch anything under downloadable products. Okay, but every other thing, it's okay the way they are. All right, so this is old stock 60 minutes. Notification recipient is to your email. Low stock threshold is set to 2. Out of stock threshold is set to 0. Now, if you don't understand anything here, you can just go ahead and over this, all right, and then read what it means, and then you're going to understand that. So away from products, we have tags. So under tags, it says price entered with tags. Okay, so it's currently set to no. So that means the price of any products on your website is just the product itself, not tax. Tax hasn't been included. Okay, so let's see, for example, now if you look at this product here, it's currently set to $75. So that means if tax is going to be charged on this $75 does not include the tax. Okay, so that's the meaning of that option here. All right, so calculate tax based on customer shipping address, or you want to calculate based on your customer billing address. Okay, so or based on shop-based address. All right, so this option also depends on you, but in most cases it's always charged based on the customer shipping address. All right, then we also have shipping tax class. So shipping tax class based on cart items, that's the default setting that is there. If you want to change it to standard, it all depends on you. Okay, so if you want to do rounding tax at subtotal level instead of rounding per line. All right, so now we have okay, we are still going to look at that additional tax class. So if you want to add additional tax class, this is where we are going to put that. I'm going to say we are still going to need that. Display prices in the shop excluding tax. Okay, it's similar to what we are having here. Display price during cart and checkout excluding tax. Okay, so whatever changes you also make here, don't forget to save. We didn't make any change, so that's it on that one. All right, so let's go to where we are going to set up the tax itself. All right, so we only have one tax class, which is the standard rates. So let me come over to tax option. So if you want to have multiple tax class, okay, so remember this place where we have additional tax class. Maybe you want to have like VAT, okay, or you want to have a tax class, maybe based on how it is being called in your country of operation, maybe GST, you know. So this is where you can put in those tax class. Then go ahead and save changes. Okay, so you can see it right here. We have the standard rate, we have GST, we have VAT. Okay, so it depends on the one you want to set up or the one that you want to use. Okay, so let's say I want to use VAT now. So let me show you how to set this up. So we are going to insert a new row. All right, so let's say I want to create a tax for, based on, remember we set our tax to be to charge based on customers' billing address. I think that was what we selected, or shipping address rather. I can't remember right now. Okay, so let me sort up that for Nigeria. Okay, so that's NG. So let's see. So all right, so the NG for Nigeria for the state code. So if you over there say a 2-digit state code EGAL, leave it blank to apply to all. So if I want to apply this particular VAT to all the old states in Nigeria, I'll just leave it like that. Also the same thing for postcode. Say postcode for this rule, semicolon, separate multiple value, leave blank to apply to all areas. Okay, so if I want to make whatever I'm setting up for VAT to apply to all areas, I'll leave it blank. The same thing for city. So this is where I'm going to put in the rates. Okay, so how much I want to charge on VAT. So let's say I want to charge 5%. Okay, and then you put in a tax name. So if you don't understand, enter a name for this tax rate. So let me call it VAT. So priority, this tax, choose a priority for this tax. Only one matching per priority will be used. So you can leave it at 1. So as you've done for Nigeria, you can also do it for based on the countries you want to be shipping to. Exactly. All right. So you just have to click on insert row. So once this is done, go ahead and save. All right, so once you are checking out, you are going to see how this works. Okay, especially if you are doing shipping to Nigeria, or we set up. Let me confirm. All right, so we set up shipping to, our tax rather, to be charged. Okay, so calculate tax based on customer shipping address. Okay, so if our shipping address is set to Nigeria, then this is the VAT that will appear. That means the tax that will appear. All right, so that's how to set up tax. So the next one is shipping. So if you come over here, click on shipping. So this is where you're going to set up how you want to ship items that are being purchased on your store. So to start with, so I'll just click on add zone. All right, so once I click on add zone, so this will open up. Now basically what this means is you are going to create zones for places you want to ship to. For instance, now I can call this zone name to be, so let's call it NG. All right, so let me just put it NG. Maybe that means I want to create a zone that I'll be shipping to Nigeria. So I'm taking that my store is located in Nigeria, exactly. Okay, and I want to create a shipping for those that will be purchasing from Nigeria and how it will be shipped to them. All right, so this is where I'm going to select the region. All right, so this is where I'm now going to select that. Okay, then I'm going to look for where I want to ship it to. So Nigeria will be under Africa. Then I can just look for it right here. Okay, this is it right there. And then you can also niche down that, okay, I just want to ship it to some states in Nigeria, not the entire Nigeria. Okay, so the option depends on you. So you can select a particular country and then you decide that, okay, I just want to ship it to a particular states in that country. Okay, all right. So this is right here. And I can also maybe, instead of calling it a shipping zone, maybe I want to just do this for the entire Africa, for example. Okay, so I can just call this Africa. So I'm just giving you idea on the different options that you can come up with. So maybe I'm creating a zone for Africa. Then I can say, okay, I want to, under this Africa, I want Nigeria to be there. Maybe I also want Ghana to be there. So that means if you are buying from here, from the store, and then you are selecting that, okay, you want it to be shipped to any of these countries. Okay, maybe I want to include South Africa. Okay, so I can easily do that. All right, so any other country apart from this, you will see that the option will tell you that we can't ship to this particular or any other country outside this. Okay, so once you have done that, now you are going to add your shipping method. Okay, so when you click here, now there are 3 shipping methods that is always available. We have the free shipping, we have the flat rate, and the local pickup. Now, just from the name, free shipping is, once they purchase an item, you as the store owner, you're going to ship it to them for free. Then flat rate means you want to charge them a particular fee. And then local pickup means they will have to come to your store, or to a pickup address you are going to provide for them to pick it up themselves. Now, let me start with the free shipping. So once you select free shipping, and then you click on continue, All right. So now you are going to give it a name. So the name by default is free shipping. If you want to change it, you can change it. Now, what is the requirement for free shipping? Now you can see there's no requirements. So that means once anything you buy on that store and you are shipping to those locations, all right, they are going to be getting free shipping or valid free shipping coupon. That means they must use a particular coupon before they can get free shipping. Or we also have the option of minimum order amount. You can see once you select minimum order amount, you are going to put in a minimum order. That means once they buy a particular minimum order that you must have set, maybe if I should put $100 here, so that means if you purchase something on this store with a minimum of $100, you are going to be getting free shipping. We also have the option of minimum order amount or coupon. So that means it's either you hit the minimum order or you are using a coupon. And then we also have minimum order amount and coupon. So that means you must use the two at the same time. You must hit the minimum order and then you must use a coupon for this to work. Okay, so once you set this up, then you can go ahead and create and save. Okay, so that's it on free. So let me X out of this. All right, so let me also show you the second option, which is flat rate. So if you select flat rate and then we click on continue, so you are going to give it a name. Okay, it's set to flat rate, but you can change the name. So do you want to tax this shipping rate itself? Okay, that's the ship, not even the product, the shipping rate itself. You want to tax it. If you want to tax it, you can put it as taxable. If you want to you can put it non. So how much you want to charge for flat rate? So you can, if you hover over this, it will show you how to set that up. All right, so let's say you want to charge $5 for every item as the shipping rate. Okay, so what you are going to do is you are going to just put in 5.00, and then don't forget our store is in US dollars, so and you can see that's why you're having the currency right here. All right, and you're going to put in this asterisk in square brackets. You're also going to have QTY. All right, so if you hover over this, you're going to see that. All right, so the meaning of this is that once they purchase one item, for every item they purchase on your store, and you've set it to be a flat rate, all right, this is how much it's going to. So if someone is buying 2 items from your store, and once they are checking out, they are going to be charged $10 for the shipping. Okay, so you can go ahead and create and save. Okay, so that is the option. You can, just like we have the free shipping, you can also have multiple shipping method for the same location. Okay, so let's say for this now, you're also going to be getting a free shipping when you make a minimum order of, let's say, $100. So once you buy an item of $100, you're going to be getting free shipping. So you can see we have 2 shipping. So let me break down this now. Remember, we select this to be free shipping. Now let's say you didn't buy an item of up to $100. So that means you are going to fall under the category of flat rates. Right? I hope that makes sense. Now, under this flat rate, let me use this as an example. You'll be seeing something like add shipping class cost. Now, if I should click on this option, now what this means is that now we've set it that our for every item you purchase, we've set our shipping to be $5 per quantity of item that you purchase. Now, there are some products that you might have on your store that maybe because they are very big, okay, or maybe depending on the kind of product, the shipping will be more than $5. All right, so how do you class those items? So that's why we have add shipping class cost. So when you click on it, to open up in a new tab. So that's where you can come here and click on add shipping class. Okay, so you can see it here. They are giving you an idea of how you can name them. So shipping class, you can see give your shipping class a name for easy identification. You can see they call it heavy. So maybe you want to create a special shipping cost for an item, maybe because it is very heavy or it is bulky. So let me just use the same name that they use. So, but for your, when you are doing yours, you can use a name that best fits. Okay, so let me just, and then you can put in the slug, this is quite optional. Then for the description, so you can say for heavy items requiring higher postal package. You can see they are giving you an example of what your description can be. So let me just put this for fragile. Let me just use for fragile items. Right. So I can click on create. All right, so that has been created. So let me save that already. So let me click on edit again. All right, so you can see I've created that class heavy. Okay, the slug is heavy and for fragile items. So I'll click on edit. So for this, so this has been created. So I'll come back to my, so right here, let me save this. So let me come back and click on edit. So you can see we already have that shipping class cost. So for that heavy, now this is how much you want to, just like we set up this. So for this heavy items now, so item that fall under this now, how much do we want to charge? So for this now, I can say, okay, for this now I want to charge maybe $8. Okay, then I can put it then in that square bracket. Then I'll put QTY. That should be in small letter, QTY. Then I close it back. All right. So calculation type per class, and then we have per order. Okay, so you can charge them individually. All right. So once that is done, so you can have as many classes as possible. Don't worry, when we are creating products, you are going to understand this better. So just go ahead and click on save. Okay. So that's it on the shipping. Just the same way we've created a shipping zone for Africa. All right. So let me come back to. So let me come back. So you can also create another shipping zone. Okay, so you can see for this region, Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa. So you can also add another zone. So this time around, so let's say I want to create a shipping zone for United States. So maybe how to ship items to United States or maybe for Europe. So let me just leave it as United States. So then I'm now going to select United States. So I'm just going to type it United States. This is it right here. So if I want to ship to the entire United States, I can just select it right here, and the United States will show up. If I want to be more specific to maybe the states in the United States that I want to be shipping to, I can also select that. Okay. So just the same way we've done that, we also come to add shipping method. All right. So if you want to do free shipping or flat rate, so let me just select free shipping. Then you can click on continue. Okay, so no requirements for United States. I can just click on create and save. All right, so there's no need to go through everything. It's still the same process. All right, so with that being done, so let me come back to this now. So you can see we've created a shipping zone for Africa, where that means we are going to be shipping to Nigeria, Ghana, and South Africa. We also created for United States. Okay, so you can create as many as possible depending on where you want to be shipping to. And from our setup, okay, if you are buying from any of these, if you are shipping to any of this location, you are going to be getting free shipping, and there's also going to be a flat rate. That's what we set up. For US, that means you're also going to be getting just free shipping. Okay, so the option is yours. Now we also have the one for the rest of the world. If you don't want to use this, you can just go ahead and delete it, right? So basically, that is how you set up your shipping when it comes to your WooCommerce. Okay, so the next option is payment. So this is where we are going to be setting up how we are going to be receiving payments on our website. All right. Now, based on our business location, so if you look at it at the upper right, we have it set to Nigeria. Okay, so that means while we are setting up, we've already put it that our store location is in Nigeria. So by default, they are going to show you some payment provider like Paystack. All right, and then if you want to take offline payments. Now, but if the payment system that you want to use is not here, so what you do is you come over to plugins. So there's a plugin that you're going to install that will give you access to more payment options. So just search for payment plugin for Stripe. So that's if you want to use Stripe. So using Stripe will also give you access to use some other payment system. So payment plugin for Stripe. All right, so you can see it right here. Payment plugin for Stripe, WooCommerce. So this is it right here. We also have the one for PayPal. So if you want to use PayPal too, you can go ahead and install it. So just go ahead and click on install. So these are the plugins that we actually need. So once we install and activate that plugin, you're going to see that we're going to be having more options right here. Okay, so it has been installed. So next thing is to click on activate. So we are doing that of Stripe. So you can see now it has already been installed. Okay, so now we can come back here. So let me refresh this page. Right, so you can see now by virtue of the plugin we've just added, so you can see we have a lot of options that we can use. We can use the credit card for Stripe that this is currently active. These other ones, if you want to enable them, you can see the option to enable. If you want to use a farm, your ACH, ideal, all of these options right here. So what you just do is to click on enable and then set that up. It's pretty much easy to set it up. Okay. For instance, now we have this credit card option to be set to be enabled already. Okay, so you can see the option to enable is not there. All right. So if you come over to manage, so click on manage. And this is where you're going to set it up properly. That means linking it up with your Stripe account. So let's start from the API settings. So once you click on API settings, so you change the mode from test to live. All right. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is to create on click to connect. All right, so we make it easy to connect Stripe to your site. Click the connect button to go through our connect flow. So what you do is you want to click on this connect. Okay, let me save this. Okay, remember we've changed this to live. So once you, let me open this in a new tab. So to click to connect, so that will open up Stripe. Okay, so that means you need to have a Stripe account. So if you don't have a Stripe account, it's pretty much easy. Just go to stripe.com to create an account. So once you just this open up, it will give you an option to create an account. So once the page open up, you can see here I have a Stripe account. You can use the same email. So if you don't have a Stripe account, so just put in an email and then click on the continue, and then you walk it will walk you through the process of you creating an account and linking it with your WordPress. So the step is pretty much easy to do that. Okay, and then you'll be able to put in your live webhook, and don't forget to always save any changes. So if you also look at advanced, okay, so let's see statement description. So if you don't understand anything, just over this, all right, and then you'll be able to understand what is there. And you can also go through all of these options and choose what best fits for you. Okay, but the important thing here is the API options. Okay, it's where you are going to link your Stripe account with your WooCommerce so that you can accept payments. So under credit card, okay, so title, it says credit card, and then all of these options are okay the way they are. So that's why I'm not taking much time to talk about them, except if you just want to change them. Okay, and then if you want to do for other payments, we have Apple Pay, Google Pay. Okay, it's also, you can also do that. So don't forget to always click on that save if you make any changes with respect to that. Okay, so with that, now we've been able to go through the payment. So the next one is this account and privacy. So under account and privacy, you can see the checkout, enable guest checkout. So that means people can check out without creating accounts, okay? Without an account. If you want that option, you can leave this checked. Enable logged in during checkout. So that means during checkout, people can log in, okay? But these two, like I said, if you don't want this option, you can just uncheck it. Account creation, allow customers to create an account during checkout, okay? And also on my accounts page, okay? I want them to be able to create an account from there. Account creation option, send password setup link, use Gmail address as account login. So these two options, they are recommended and they are currently checked. You can leave them the way it is. Account erasure request, remove personal data from order on request, remove access to download on request, okay? Allow personal data to be removed in bulk order. So depending on what you want to choose, but there's a short description about all of these options here. Okay, so that's what happens once people request that they want to delete their accounts from your site. Okay, so what do you want to, how do you want to undo some of their data? Okay, so for privacy policy, now you see that these options will show up during your checkout page. So this is where you can change them. I mean, your privacy policy and then your checkout privacy policy, right? So once on your cart page or checkout page, you see this text here. So if you want to change it, this is where you can also change that. Now, personal data retention. How long do you want to retain some of this information from people's accounts? Okay, maybe there's a retain refund order, pending order, maybe when an order is in cart, how long do you want the order to be there before it can be raised and all the likes? So this is it for that. So whatever changes you also make here, go ahead and save them. So now the next one is emails. Now for this email section, talks about the kind of different emails you are going to receive, either to yourself as the site owner or to your customer. Okay, so once there's a new order, okay, so you can see all of them are currently enabled. Okay, so the ones that are not enabled, that are something like this. Okay, so but the ones that are checked, they are currently enabled. So if there's a new order, you are going to receive an email. Okay, and if there's a cancelled order, you're also going to receive an email. If there's also a cancelled order, all right, this is currently marked as X. If I want to enable it, you can also enable it. Okay, if there's a failed order, okay, you are going to receive an email. The customer is also going to receive an email. Okay, so these are all the emails, and if you want to customize any of them, you can click on manage. All right, so you can see it here. The recipient to be sent to your own admin email, the subject and everything. This is how the email will appear. So if you need to change anything here, okay, you can actually do that. But by default it is okay. It is okay, but if you just want to change everything to to suit what you want or where you best fit, you can just do that from here. All right. So, and also let me also mention that if at the end of creating your website, if you notice that your emails are not delivering, okay, or they are going to spam, I have a separate video where I explain how to fix that. Okay, in case I didn't mention it towards the end of this video, just take note. If your emails, either yourself or the customer, they are not receiving emails, there's a way to fix that. There's a separate video for that, so I'll leave that video in the description of this video. So these are the options available under email, and don't forget, you can also fill this up. You put in your logo right here, okay, and then for your footer also, you can have your site title and store address. So if you want to change your color, you can see it right here. It's more of purple and black, and that's why the color is here, the background, the content color. So all these things are self-customizable, okay, so you can choose what best fits what you want to do, okay. And don't always forget to always save changes. So those are the options that are there under this. Then if you want to do integration, let's see. If you also want to use this marked with license key, if you have it, put it in. For site visibility, okay, so now if you notice something right here where I'm opening, you can see that store coming soon. That means your store is not yet live, okay. So if you want to make it live, so just click here. So that means it is live. Your entire site is visible to everyone, okay. So if I should save this option now, you see that this coming soon option will change. So let me click on save. So you can see that means our store is live. All right. So point of sale, let's see what we have here. So this is where you can also put in your store name, your physical address. Don't forget, that's your physical address. Put it here. Your phone number, make sure you put it here. Your refund and return policy, make sure you enter this information here. Now I'm not putting it in, but please make sure you put this information in. They are very, very important. Okay, all this little information goes a long way in making your website look very professional and trustworthy. Okay, so for advanced, this is where you can select the page that you want to use for all of these dedicated pages. For example, for your cart page, okay, so this is where if you just in case you want to change it anyway, but by default it is okay. Your account page, your checkout page, your cart page, your terms and condition page. Okay, so this pages has been created for us by virtue of the demo we imported. All right, so all this has been set, but if you need to change them, this is where you can actually change some of these things. Okay, so with that, guys, we've been able to go through all these options under the settings. These are very important parts of any e-commerce website. Do make sure you set them up properly, just the way I've explained. Now, the next thing we want to look at is products. Okay, so if I should come back to my dashboard now, so we are back to our dashboard. Now I want to show you how to create products or how to add products to your e-commerce website. So to do that, you come over to products. So if you hover over products, you are going to see all products. So let me open that in a new tab. You're going to see add new products. You're going to see brands. You're going to see categories, tags, attributes, and reviews. Okay, so first of all, I've clicked on all products. So by default, by the virtue of the demo we imported, so we have all these products already created. All right, so if you have all your products, you're going to see it here. So but since you're going to be working with your own product, so you can just go ahead and click here, okay, to select everything. Under bulk action, you move them to trash, click on move to trash, and then you apply. Okay, so that means you want to delete everything. But I'm not going to be deleting this because, just to make sure that our shop page is still looking good on our own page. But make sure you delete everything so that you can bring in your own products. Okay. All right. So before we add products, there's what we call brands. So if you want to have brands, so for example, now, okay, they didn't use brand here. So you want to sort out your product based on brand. So we also have the option of categories. Let me open that categories. Okay, we also have tags and attributes. Now, if you look at all these products here, they are also placed under different categories. For example, this product is under the category for pants and women. We have these products to be under the category for jacket and coats, outerwear, and then women. Okay, so it's just a way of sorting your product based on the option that best fits. Okay, you can also use tags and attributes for that also. So let me show you. So these are all the categories right here. Okay, so if you want to create categories, it's pretty much very easy. So just put in the name of the category right here. Okay, so let me say I want to create a category for, so let me just call this elderly because I don't think there's a category for that. So let me just call this elderly. Okay, so you can leave this log the way it is. Now I want it to be like a main category, so I'll leave the parent category. I'll set it to none. You can put in a description. If you want to put in a thumbnail image, so a thumbnail image is this image beside it that you're seeing. And what this does is that if you have a thumbnail image, let me show you something from the front end of the website. So let me refresh this again. So if I should scroll down to where we have our product category, I think we have it somewhere here. All right, right here. So you can see best for your categories. So you can see these are categories: accessories, bags, belts, cargo trouser, men. So if I should come back to where we have categories now, so you can see where we have belts and bags. You can see this image you are seeing here. That was the thumbnail image. Okay, take a look at this bag, take a look at this belt, and then you come here and see, you can see it here, belts and then bags. Okay, so once you bring in a category, once you have your category displayed on your website, the image that will appear is your thumbnail image, which is this is where you're going to put that in. So then you go ahead and click on add new category. Okay, so this category that I just added $9, this is it. I didn't add thumbnail image, but once you had it to show up there. So if you also want to have a category under it, okay, so that is when, let's say under this elderly, I want to have a subcategory under it, and I want to call it grandma. So I'm just using these keywords just to explain. Then I'll come to parent category. I want it to be under elderly. So you put in your description, you put in your thumbnail image, and then you click on add category. Okay, so you can see it here. It will be a subcategory under it. That's why you are seeing this, is it a hyphen or dash right here? Okay, so you can see, for example, under men, we have this other category like jacket, jean, pants, shirts, and shorts. You can see these are wears that deals with men, basically. You can see like this. Okay, so that is how you create category. Now, if you don't, you necessarily don't need to create all the categories at once. If you're also creating your products and then you need to create a new category, you can also do that, right? So now let's go back to our products. So if you want to create your own product, so just come over here and click on add new product. Okay, so now I want to add a new product. Now let me show you something real quick. So this is what your product page is going to look like, where you are going to be creating a new product. You can see product name. So what we want to do is we want to recreate this, all right, this kind of product. Let's say we want to use this information to create a product for our store. So let me confirm if I'm still recording. All right, so this is the product name right here. So this colored, basic colored sweatpants. So let me copy it and paste it here. That basic, let me call this black. Okay, sweatpants. So this is the title. Now for the product description, all right, so the product description is this information you are seeing right here. All right, so this long one, not this particular one, is our product description. Okay, and then come here in here and put this in. So you can also format this. You can see there are formatting option. You can bold, italics, you can do lists, you can just do all of this. Okay, so make sure you make it look very neat and presentable. All right, so away from that, now there are different types of products. We have the simple products and then we have the variable product. So let's start with a simple product. All right, so once you're on simple products, for the regular price, so let me show you. So regular price means the real price of the item. Okay, now this is it right here. So if you look here, you can see $25.90. Okay, $25.90. That's the regular price. So let's say the regular price for this product we are creating is $30. Okay, now the sales price is can be like $22. So that means we are actually offering a discount of $8. Okay, so that means the price of the product itself is actually $30, but we are selling it right now for $22. Okay, so and you can also schedule it. Okay, so once you are selling an item in this manner, you can also schedule that, okay, this sales price will only be from this time to this time. All right, so this is where you can go and put the from date and the to date. Okay, but if you just want to sell it at the regular price, you are not giving any discounts. Okay, you just go ahead and put it at, okay, this item is $30. Okay, you can also do it like that. It's not compulsory you have a sales price, okay, or you give a discount on your product. For example, if you can see it here for this particular one now, the price is just $75. There's no discounts. Okay, so that's it for the simple product. Now for these taxes, okay, tax status, do you want to tax this item? Okay, so it is taxable. Okay, so what tax class? Okay, you can see when I was setting up tax, so I can set it up to VAT, GST, or standard. All right, so I think under standard there's no tax. Okay, they are not, but for the VAT we created earlier for 5%, I can say, okay, this product fall under VAT. Okay, so they should charge, this is the tax class that it belongs to. Okay, so those are the options under general. If you come over to inventory, so if your products have SKU, stock keeping unit, you put in the value. If it also have all of any of this, you put the information right here. Then stock management, if you want to track stock quantity for this product, then you check this option. Okay, so what this does is that you put in the quantity of this product that you have. So let's say I only have 10 of these products, right? Then low stock threshold is currently set to 2. I think when we were setting it up, there was an option where we can set what our stock threshold is. So basically what it means is that once we have 2 left, we are going to receive an email letting us know that this particular product, we only have 2 pieces left, okay? Then allow back order. So it's currently set as do not allow back order. So what it means is that if this product is not available, can people go ahead and still purchase this item, okay, even though it's not available? So that's the meaning of this back order. So it's currently set to do not allow. All right, so those are the information right here. And this is for shipping. So this is where you're going to put in the weight. All right, you can put in the length, the width, and the height. And this is where you're going to select the shipping class for this product. So under shipping class, it's currently set to no shipping class. So that means if somebody is buying this item, you know, the shipping cost will be based on what we've set up for shipping. For example, maybe someone is buying it from South Africa, Ghana, or Nigeria. Okay, if it falls in, if it's qualified for free shipping or flat rate, fine, it will go. But if for any reason I want to say, okay, this particular one I want it to be fall under heavy. Remember, we created a special shipping cost for heavy, where we said it's going to be $8 per item instead of the regular $5 that we have as our flat rate. Okay, so this is where you can select the shipping class. So if a product is to have a separate shipping class, this is where you're going to select that. Okay, so those are the 3 options that are very important when you're doing with simple shipping. These other ones, they are not really that they are quite optional. Link products, so if you want to do an upsell or you want to do a cross sale, so you just put in a product that you want to do as an upsell. That means when they are buying it, it will show them that, okay, you can also buy this item too. Okay, more like a suggestion. It has a way of helping you increasing your sales. All right, so we are not going to be using this right now. Okay, so these are the 3 options that are very important. But if you want to put in video, if you want to do some advanced, but all of these options, are not that necessary. The first 3 ones are the important one. So away from that, now product short description. For product short description is this right here. This information we are having here is the product short description. So that's what we are going to put under this place. Okay, so you can also make sure it's short. And if you want to create a product size chart, so you can do that right here. So now away from this, if you look at the right, also we have some information here. Product image. This is where you're going to put the product image. That's the image that will show at the front, the first image you're going to see. For example, this first image that we are seeing is the product image. All right, so this is where you are going to put that. So if I click on select product image, okay, your media will open up, and then if you have the image already uploaded, you can just select it. If you don't have it uploaded, you're going to see upload files. You can see it here. You're going to see select files, and then it will open up in your system computer, and then you can select. Maybe I want to use this now. Okay, so you can see then the image will upload. So you can see set product image. All right, so that has been set already. So that's it for the product image. Now we also have the option to put product gallery. So using this again as an example, you can see we have these other images too. So these are the other images that you're going to upload that will make up your gallery. All right. So for this now, if I click on add product gallery, so there's one thing you also need to take note is that once you have uploaded one picture or one image as your product image, if you want to add more image to your gallery, don't select that same image. Okay, so let me select more files. So let me select this two now. Remember, I've used this as my product image, so I can't select this again as my gallery image. It will duplicate the image. Another thing I will also advise you for SEO purpose is that before you upload any image into your website, make sure you rename them to fit what the image is all about with respect to your website. Okay, so for example, now I rename this female shorts, female top, female wears. You can be creative with that instead of having something like image 1, image 2, image 3. Okay, so always make sure you rename them appropriately. So I've selected these 2 other images to use as my gallery image. So it has been uploaded, and then I'll click on add to gallery. So you can see then you can also rearrange them depending on what you are working on. So this way I'm going to select the category with which they belong to. For example, for this now I can put it under, you can see the one we created earlier, the elderly, and then we have grandma as a subcategory. So we can put this under women. Okay, so let me just put it under, let's see, maybe under skirts, under swimsuit and hoodie. All right. So you want to also put in tags. All right, so you can also put in a tag. If you created a brand, you also maybe you want to acknowledge the brand, you can also do that. So those are the settings that are available right there. So once you are done doing all of this, just go ahead and click on publish. So you can see it's already published, and you can see there's an option to view the product. So let me open up the product and show you what it looks like. So guys, if you are finding value in the video, please give the video a thumbs up if you are yet to. All right. So you can see this is the product we've just created. You can see this is the price right here. And this is the image we added as a product image. You can see the two other images that we added to make up the gallery image, the description. All right. And then the short description. Okay. So you can see it's right here. Right. So now let me come back to now if you look at this one that we are making reference to, you can see that it comes in variation. We have black, color black. We can select the size. So maybe you want to have this blue, and then you want to have this extra large. You can see now. So how do you create a product with this kind of variation? So let me show you that. Now, this same product that we created is what I'm going to use to explain. So for you to create a product that has different variation, all right, so what you do is instead of selecting simple product, no, you're still going to go ahead and put in your description. You're still going to go ahead and put in your short description, and then your gallery image. But you want to have product with variation. So what you do is instead of simple products, you're going to select variable products. Okay, so these are the two you're going to be working with most time. So you select variable products. All right. So under that, under general, you can see the price is not yet there. So do you want to be tax these products? I've talked about tax. Okay, if you want to select the tax class, you select it. Now you come to inventory. So the same options that we saw earlier, if the product has an SKU and any of this information, you can go ahead and put it. Now for shipping also, you go ahead and put in all of this shipping. So what we want to do now is to come over to attributes. Okay, so this is where we're going to enter the different attribute for this particular product. So by default now we already have two attributes, which is color and size. Okay, so that means you want to have it in different maybe colors and sizes. Okay, so maybe you want to do color. All right, so I can select the values for the different color. All right, so some has been created. Maybe we want to have it in blue, and then we also have it in pink. Okay, that's it. We've selected our color. So maybe we want to also have it based on size. Okay, so yeah, let's see the sizes available. So we have small, maybe we have it in small and medium. Okay, so once you have selected this now, you can go ahead and click on save attributes. All right, so the attribute has been saved already. So the next thing you want to do is to come to variation, right? So, but before I do this variation, I want to show you something about this attribute. Now, you might be wondering that what if you want to have something different? Maybe you want to create an attribute that is not related to color or size, or maybe something different. Maybe you want to do make and the likes. So if you look right here, we have attributes. So let me open this in a new tab. So this is where you can create all your attributes for the products that you want to create. That's the variations of the product, maybe based on color, size. Okay, so since you are doing fashion, maybe you want to do length. Okay, so let me create a new attribute, for example, now. So let's say I want to do, let me call this length. Okay, and then I click on add attributes. So you can see it right here. So under this, look at this size, for example, we have it in XXS, XS, small, medium, large, like this. For color, we have all of these colors. What about for length? Okay, so how do we go ahead to, add different lengths? So I can click on configure terms. So under this now is what I'm going to be adding the different lengths that maybe I want to use to sort some of this, to create different variation for this. Now, maybe I want to have a length of 32. Okay, so just click on add length. So you can see it right here. Maybe I want to have for 34. The length could be anything. It could be anything. So for example, if you are creating maybe wristwatches or ring, and you want to have a variation for the size of the ring or the length of the ring or the chain. Okay, so this is how you do it. And maybe I want to do for 36. So that is how you can create attributes. Okay, if you want to create your own attributes, so you can do as many as possible. So if I should come back here and click on attributes, So you can see it right here. So for colors, these are the colors. For length, these are the lengths. For sizes, these are the sizes. So that is how you can create your own attribute also. So now let's come back to the product we are working on. So if I should refresh this now, I should be seeing the option to, okay, you can see it even right here. It has appeared length, it has shown up right here. So maybe I want to do length also. So you can see right here, I can select, you can see 32, 34, all right. But I don't want to do length, so let me just remove it, okay. So don't forget to save. So once you have selected all your attributes, then you come to variations. So these variations will now mix up all the attributes that you've picked, okay. So it can, you see generate variation, and then you can see add manually. So if I should click on generate variation, so you can see, do you want to generate all variation? This will create a new variation for each and every possible combination of variation attributes, max of 50 per run. So depending on how the number of variation you choose and the number of items that is available under that variation, it will create all possible combination. All right. So for example, we choose blue and pink, and then we choose small and medium. So what it will do is to choose blue, it will make sure that there's a blue for small and medium. It will make sure that there's a pink for small and medium. So as me, we choose small, medium, and large, it will show to have a blue for small, we have blue for medium, and then blue for large. Okay, I hope you understand. So once you are working with this thing, you understand better. So now the next thing you are going to do now is, but if there's any variation that is not available, maybe for example, now I don't have pink for small, I can just go ahead and remove it. Okay, and because we selected that it should generate it for us, that's why we have all this. As we select the manual option, we can just choose the combination that we want to be available. Now this thing can become very messy if you have like 3 or 4 attributes, okay, but it's not as difficult as it sounds. So what you are going to do next is you are going to click on each of them, okay, and then for example, this blue and small, if you have a product image for the blue version of the product, you just go ahead and upload the image. All right, so this we are going to enter the individual price. Okay, for example, now maybe this blue color is going for $15, let's just say for $25. All right, so I'll put in $25 here. So let's say I'm not doing any discount or promo. Okay, so I'll go ahead and fill in this particular one. So you can see for shipping, tax is same as parent, because that means it's the same thing for all the products. So I'll go to the next one also, maybe for this particular blue, maybe the price is $20. They can all be the same price, just different color. Okay, it all depends on you. Okay, and maybe you want to have a separate shipping cost for a particular category, variation of a particular product. Okay, for example, if you have the product image for this blue, you can go ahead and put it. And that's what is happening here. If you select blue, this is showing up. If I should change it to maybe pink, okay, there's no pink, they don't have product image for pink. Okay, I think it's changed earlier. You can see, so for green now. So that means when they were setting it up for green, for example, for blue now, they put in its own image specially. All right, so that is how you go ahead and do this. And then for this last one, let me just put in a price. So let's say for this now, let's say the price is $30, but we are doing a sales of $24. So let me just go ahead and save. All right, so all these options are the right, the category, the tags, they are still the same thing. So the only thing that is changing is if you are creating a simple product or you are creating a variable product. All right, so with that being done, so let's view the product to see what it looks like. So you can see it right here. So now you can see the price range from 20 to 25. That's to tell you that we have a variable product. So if you also look at our reference, this also. So the reason why this is just showing a single price is because all the prices are the same thing, irrespective of okay, they've selected this size already. Okay, so let me show you the one we just created. So you can see now if I should choose blue, okay, and then I choose the small, so you can see it's showing me that the price is $25. I can go ahead to add it to cart. So what if I choose the medium? The medium is $20. So for the pink now, so you can see the pink is actually $30, but we are selling it for $24. That's why you are seeing that it is cancelled. Okay, for 24. And then if I should choose, okay, it's only available in medium, we don't have the small size. So that is how you can create a product that has variation. Okay, and generally that is how you add products to your store. Okay, so it's a very simple process. Once you go through it, you'll be fine. So that is it on products. So with that, now let's go to the next part of the video. So basically, we've looked at WooCommerce. We've looked at all the options available under WooCommerce. We've also looked at products, and then we've looked at payments also. So the next one to look at is analytics. Now, under analytics, we have all of these options. We have the overview, products, revenue, orders, variations, categories, coupon, taxes, download, stocks, and settings. Okay. So now let's take a look at them one after the other briefly. So the overview is one that will probably show you the summary of every other thing that you are seeing here. So right here, you can pick a date range. Okay, so like I see, you can pick a date range. So you see your total sales, your net sales, total number of orders that you've received, the product sold, the variation of product that you've sold in terms of percentage. Okay, and once you start to make sales, all of these charts that you are seeing here will start to make a whole lot of sense. So under products, so here you're going to see the items sold also. So you're also going to see them there. And then here you're going to see the list of products, based on maybe based on product that was recently sold or that highest number of sales. You can see product title, the net sales, the order, the category, and the likes. All right. So then if you also check the revenue, under the revenue section, you're going to see everything that has to do with revenue, how much was paid for shipping, the taxes that was paid, coupon, item that was bought using coupon, and everything. Okay, so maybe when we make a test order and then we come back here, every other thing is going to start making sense. Okay, for variation also, you're going to see information about variation. So under category 2, this will also help you know the category of item that people are buying mostly. Okay, so you're going to see that here. Then for coupon, you're going to see product that were purchased using coupon and how much of coupon was used, to make purchase on your website. Same thing applies to taxes, total tax, other tax, shipping tax, and then every other thing right here. And this is the settings section of it. Okay, so by default, all of these options are okay, but if you want to change anything, you can also do so by changing them. So basically, those are the options under analytics. All right, so everything is still showing 0, 0 because we've not started to make sales yet. All right, so the next one is marketing. All right, so under marketing, we have overview and coupon. So if you check out the overview is more like an upsell of some other extensions and plugins. Okay, so but let's go to the main one, which is coupon. So if you come to marketing and then you select or you click on coupon, so this way you are going to be able to create your coupon. All right, so we have add new coupon. So once you click here, add coupon, right, so this way you're going to put in add new coupon, your coupon code. So whatever you want to use as your coupon, so you can have here to generate a coupon code for you, or if you want to use your own custom kind of coupon, so like maybe I can say 20% off. So I can use this to be a coupon code. All right, so you can put in a description, which is quite optional. So now this is where you're going to put in the coupon data. So for general, we have under general, we have the discount type. Do you want it to be a fixed cart discount? Do you want it to be a percentage discount, or you want it to be a fixed product discount? Okay, so it all depends on you. If you don't understand anything, once you see this question mark, you can always use it to determine what it's for. But for this, now let's say I want to do a percentage discount. So I can click here and then I'll put in the discount, the coupon amount. So maybe I want to do, since it's 20%, so I can put it at 20%. Okay, so allow free shipping. So check this box if this coupon grants free shipping. Okay, so if you want it to grant free shipping, you can check this. So when do you want this coupon to expire? Okay, so let me just check this now. So when you want the coupon to expire, you can select the date that, okay, I want it to expire on this date. So that is it for that. Then if you want to do a fixed card discount, once you select this, you select the amount that you want to use. Okay, remember this is no longer percentage. All right, but let me return back to percent. Then for usage restriction, so this is the minimum spend. So let's see what that means. So this feed allows you to set the minimum spend allowed to use this coupon. All right, so this is the minimum amount you must spend before you can use this coupon. We also have maximum spend. All right, if you also want products that you can use this coupon for, and if you don't want a particular product that you can't use this coupon on, you can see exclude product. The same thing for category. If you want to also restrict some email address, maybe some particular user, you don't want them to be able to use this coupon, you can put in those information right here. And if you don't have any, if you don't want to give any form of restriction, you can just leave it the way it is. Now let's go for usage limit. So for this particular one, usage limit per coupon, how many times can it be used? It's currently set to unlimited, but you can put in any value. Then limit usage to X item. Okay, so maybe there's a particular product or an item that you don't want them to use it more than a particular number of time. Like they can't use the coupon on that product for a particular number of time. You can also do that here. Then usage limit per user. Okay, so how many times can a single user, a single customer can make use of that coupon? So that is what this place is talking about. So you can also check out this question mark to understand what each of these options are. So all things being equal, once all these are set, then you can just go ahead and click on publish. So with that, now you can see coupon updated, and with that, that's how you can go ahead to create a coupon for your website. With this home page that we have now, if we decide to change the information on the home page to suit the kind of product that you sell, the kind of fashion or clothing or t-shirt that you sell, how do you go ahead to change them? For example, like this that you're seeing here, you can see there's a button right here. How do you go ahead to update all of these buttons and set them to whatever page or product that you want to send them to? Okay, so you can see maybe you don't want this layout or a separate layout. How do you go ahead to change them? However, but before we change them, you see this theme comes with different home page design. Let me show you. So if I scroll over home, we have home 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. So there are up to 6 home page design that you can actually choose from. But whichever one you want to choose, if you want to change anything, for example, this place where we have bestseller product, we have this text, which is actually a dummy text. How do you go ahead to update them? Okay, and all of this. Okay, so that's what we want to do next. So basically, how do you edit the home page or just any other page apart from the home page also? So this is the second home page. So if you like this is the home page 2, right? And I will also show you where you can select what you want your home page to be. All right, so this is the second home page layout, and then this is the third one. So you can see it right here. Right, so this is clickable link. You can send this to women category, you can send this to men category, and then we have all of this section. This is the fourth one. I kind of like love this one. So if you scroll down, this is what it looks like. Then the fifth one. So it's a matter of preference. You have different home page layouts to actually choose from. Okay, and then this is the last one. Okay, so this is similar to the fourth one, but it comes with some tweak right here and there. All right, so whichever one you want to pick, how do you go ahead to update all the informations you are seeing on the home page? All right, so for example, where we have this Valentine Paul and likes, if you want to change them, how do you do it? Okay, so since starting with the home page, so whatever we do in the this home page design is the same process across the other home page design. Okay, so what we'll do is come back to our dashboard. We come to pages. So this is, I click on pages. All right, so you can see that we already have a list of pages that have been created for us by virtue of the demo that we imported earlier. So you can see the different home page. We have this is home 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 6. Now you can see this home 1 is showing front page. Elementor, that's to tell you that this is the front page itself. All right, and then if you see all of these pages, you see this about us, Elementor, contact Elementor, all these pages. So that means the page was created using Elementor Page Builder. Now, if you are new to what Elementor is a plugin that is used to create pages of a WordPress website. So we call them Page Builder. Apart from Elementor, we have other types like BB Builder, Layer Press, Gutenberg, and the likes. Okay, so Elementor is apparently the one of the common page builder that is actually used for in WordPress. Okay, so that's the meaning right there. Okay, so we want to edit this home page. All right, so the same process. Okay, I'm going to walk you through Elementor briefly. Is what you are going to use to edit or change any other pages that was created using Elementor Page Builder. So to do that, you can see where we have this option, edit with Elementor. So let me just click on it, open it in a new tab. Also, if you are on the page and you are logged in, okay, you are going to see this tab at the top here. You can also use this to click on it to where you see edit with Elementor. So whatever page you are on and you are seeing this, that means that page was created using Elementor Page Builder, and you can go ahead and edit it right away using Elementor Page Builder. Okay, so those are the two ways to go there. So once you open up Elementor for the first time, you are going to see all these notifications. All right, so you can just go through them. But for this, now I'm going to be skipping it. All right, so this is what you are going to be seeing. You are going to be seeing your website here, right here, and you are going to be seeing this side panel. All right, so I'll walk you through everything briefly now. So if you want to hide this panel, once you click here, you can see this arrow button here. Then you can see everything. If you want to bring it back, you press here and then it will return. Okay, so what we are having here is called the structure, or you can also call it the navigator. So basically what it does is that it allows you to access different sections of your page, rather, of any page that you are working on. So for example, if I should click this section now, right, so you can see this is it here. So everything that is you are seeing here is within this particular section. If I should click on this arrow now, it's showing me that column 1, 4 columns, 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you check here, we are having 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so inside each of those columns, that's where we have this text and this icon here. So if I should also click here, for example, again, you can see this icon box. All right, so you can see it here. So that's the essence of this structure. It comes very handy once you are trying to access certain parts of a particular page that you are working on and you are finding difficult or no. You can make use of this to access those page, right? So if you need it, I always like to have it float around, or you can just keep it at the side panel like this. But personally, it takes up some space, which I don't like. It makes my workspace smaller, so I can just drag it out again. Okay, and if you don't want it, you can just delete it anytime you need it. This is the icon here, structure. Once you click on it, it comes back, right? So away from that, this is a preview. So if you make any changes, okay, and you want to see how it will look like on the website once it is published, you can just take a preview. This is for Finder, this is what's new, and this is the checklist. All right, so next is this 3 we are having at the top. This is desktop. So basically, once you are working on your website, you're always going to be in your desktop mode. Okay, so this is the desktop mode. Now if you want to switch to tablet to see how the website will look like on tablet, so you select to tablet. So this is how the website will look like on tablet. Okay, so if you want to see what it will look like on mobile, you select this. Now the idea behind this is that sometimes you might be working on a website and you are doing it on the desktop mode. Okay, you see that everything is okay, the text size, the fonts, and the images, they are okay, the spacing are okay. But once you switch to mobile, and then you notice that maybe the text is becoming too big on mobile, okay, or maybe the space is not properly aligned, on mobile and the like. So that's the essence of all of this, so that you can switch between different devices to see how the websites will appear. For example, on mobile view now, we are having just 2 products showing up here, and you can see that you can scroll through. But if you look at it on desktop, you can see I think we are having 4. Okay, so that is it there. So it's important to always switch. All right, so on this other side, we have this history. Okay, so if you have done anything and you want to undo, you can come to the history. We've not really done much, so that's why we are not seeing it here, to undo that. All right, and don't forget, any changes that you make, there's an option to publish right here. So once you make any changes now, you see this publish button will become clickable. So it's just like saving anything that you are doing. All right, so this is for page setting. So if you click on page setting, these are the options available there. The title of the page, the page is currently published. All right, so you might not really have much to do here, but you can also go through it in case you want to make any changes here. All right, with respect to the page settings. So if I click on this plus now, so what we are having right here is what we refer to as elements, or widget rather. So I can call it widget or elements, and I can call it interchangeably, right? So these are all the things we are going to be using to create every layout or design we want on our website. Now, there are a lot of options for you to choose from, but definitely you are not going to be using everything. Okay, so if you are using default WordPress or Elementor, you are going to be some are free, some are paid. So if you are the ones that has padlock on it, they are actually pro, so they are not free. But with that, even with the free ones, we can also see a whole lot that we can make use of to create our websites. All right, so we call them, again, I can call them widgets or elements. So let me show you, for example, now this particular one. I should click on this section now, and then I click on this. Okay, let me not use that one. Let me use this for example. If I click on this now, that's to tell you that what you are seeing here is an icon box. Okay, it was created using an icon box. If I scroll down, if I click here now, this was created using a custom title. So you see it here, edit custom title. All right, by virtue of the theme also has its own custom widget. So this is created using custom title. If I should click here, for example, this is a product carousel. That's the name of this element. So if I should click on this plus now, okay, so if I should need home slider, anything I need, I'll just click on it, and then I'll drag it into the space that I need it. Okay. So if you scroll down, there are a lot of options right here. If you need text, you can just click on it and drag it in. For example, if I want to edit this now, once I click on it, okay. Okay, so I think something just happened now. I've mistakenly moved this below here. And then you notice that the publish button just popped up now. That means I can save. Okay, but since it's just a mistake, I can just use Ctrl Z. Okay, if you are on Windows, you can do that, or you can just come over to history, and then you can see it has returned. Okay. So for this, as I was saying earlier, if I want to edit this now, once I click on it, you can see best seller products. This is if I want to change it to maybe best seller. Let me just say t-shirts. So that is how you can go ahead and start updating the information on your website, okay, to suit yours. Now this subtitle, if you want to change it to, okay, you can go ahead and change the text right here for this subtitle. And if you don't want to use it, you can just cancel it, or you can just clear it. All right, but always have just a short text that you can also put there. So I've just taken you a run through of Elementor. Now let me also take my time now to explain certain section right here. So starting from this first section, once I click on it, okay, and any element you are working with on Elementor, you always have these three sections: the layout, the style, and the advanced, depending on the type of widgets that you are working on. For example, if I should click on this edit, this icon box, now we have content, style, and advanced. If I should scroll down to this, now we also have content, style, and advanced. And then let me look for a different one. For this now, okay, content, style, and advanced. You know, most of them would just have those three columns, or two or one, depending on the widgets. Now, just like the name, the content. So I've clicked on this one now. So the content, this is where you're going to select everything that has to do with the contents. Okay. For example, this item 1, you can see this is the image. I should change it here. Now the second image, let me show you. So you can see it right here. You know, the third image, this is it right here. Okay. And then each of those texts that you are seeing now, for example, this particular one, this image, now you can see this is where they put in the text: elegant design to bloom your elegance. And this is the text here. So winter 2022 collection, you can see this is at the top. Shop collection, this is it right here. So if you want to change any of this information, this is how you can go ahead to do it. Now this shop collection is actually linking to a particular page. So this is where you're going to paste the link to whatever page you want to link it to. All right. And you can have, for example, this has 3 images as a slider. You can have 2, you can have more than that. All right. There are still some other options. Now the slider type, there are like 4 types that you can choose from. Let's see what 2 looks like. Okay, so for slider 2 now, it uses these dots below. Okay, so for slider 3, okay, this is how it will appear. And then for slider 4, so for slider 4 now, you can see the text is on top, and then the image is just having an overlay. All right, so all this depends on you, so you can adjust it the way that best fits what you intend to achieve. Now under style, so this is where you can choose your alignment. Okay, so you can choose your title color, your opacity, your text shadow, your subtitle color. Okay, for your subtitle color, for example, for the subtitle color, let's say I want to change it to this blue. Okay, so you can see it has changed to blue. So this is how you can change it. You can say under style. That's under style is where you can change your fonts, your color, you know, your typography and everything. So let me return it back to white. So you can just click here, if you select, this is the white. And if you use any color and you want to save it, once you click on those plus, you'll be able to save any color that you've used. So for button style, nav style, everything is here. Now for under advanced, you might not really need to do much. Okay, remember we are working with a template, all right? But this is where you can add margin or padding to anything that you are working on. I think I'll still come back to this using something else to explain. So for motion effects, you know, if you want to add some motion effects, even though they didn't use it here, for example, if I click on fade in, so you can see it will fade in. If I click on, let's see, zoom in. Okay, so all of these effects, you must have seen it on some websites. Let me do the sliding right or sliding left. Okay, so you can see all of these effects, you must have seen it on some website. This is how they were able to achieve them. All right. So that's it on this motion effect. If you want to draw anything on the border, you know, you might not need it here, but I'm just mentioning it briefly. Okay. So if you should scroll down also, if, for example, free shipping for orders over £130. So maybe pounds is not your currency for your store, you want to change it, you can see once you click on it, you'll be able to change it to whatever currency. So let's say I want to change this to dollar. Okay, so you can see it's right here. So you can just go ahead and click on any of them. For example, for this now that I've clicked on the content side, this is the icon. Okay, and then this is where you can put free shipping, and this is where you put in the text. Okay, and then for the icon, now this particular theme has its own custom icon. I'm going to leave a link to it in the description of this video where you can get custom icon. Okay, so you can see for this custom icon, instead of uploading it, just put in the text and then the icon will appear. I'll leave a link to it in the description of this video. So under style, okay, so if you come over to style, that's where you can select the icon size. So if maybe you want something bigger, or it is okay the way it is, but I'm just mentioning it just in case you want to adjust everything. The icon color, if you want to change it, maybe the icon over color, you want to add all of this. Now for the title, where we have this free shipping, if you want to change the title color, the title over, so that means if you over it, if you want the color to change, you can do all of those right here. And then if you come to advanced, these are the options there. So that's how you can go ahead to update all of this information that you have right here. Now for example, if you want to change this, once I click on it, you can see this is the background image that is there, just this image. Okay, why the text that you are seeing all over it, if you should scroll down, you can see under subtitle we have new season, and this is the new season right here. Under the description we have this dummy text, and this is the dummy text right here. The link shop now, this is it right here, the button, and this is it right here. So this is, so for example, this background image that we are having, so then for example this background image we are having, so if you want to create this kind of custom like background image, one platform that you can do it is on Canva. So if you come over to Canva, okay, so once you're logged in, you can just use this option, click on create, then you can come to custom size. So this is where you enter maybe the size of the banner you want to create. Let's say I want to do 100 by 500. It's already in pixel. All right, so I'll just click on create design. So it has already opened up. So this is our space where we want to put our design. You can put in a background color. All right, so depending on what you want to do, and then you just put in, if you need image, so let's see, you can upload your image. So you see this option to upload, so you can upload image from your computer, and then let's see if we can just get an image of okay, all right, so let me come to elements. Okay, so I can just say, okay, maybe I need an image of a woman. Okay, okay, so you'll see a mix of both free and paid images. All right, but that's just by the way. If you just need a list of free images that you can actually make use of, all right, so you can just make use of so if you need free images that you can use, you can go to the likes of Pixabay, okay, Pixels, and Unsplash. Okay, so for example, maybe I want to use this image now. All right, but you can see the problem with this image that there's a background on it already. So the best thing to do is to just come to a website like Pixels or Pixabay, okay, and then Unsplash, those three. All right, so once you pick any image, for example, I can say, okay, I will need a picture of a woman. Let me just say fashion woman. Right, so once you get the image and you want to remove the background, then you come to remove.bg. all right, so this is the website where you're going to remove the background for any image that you download and you want to make use of. Let's say, for example, now you can see, now you also need to take note that once you're on this website, you also need to pay attention to some of the image. Some of them are actually copyright. Okay, for example, for this night, might look too good, but you can see they are sponsored from iStock. So, but away from that, you see a lot of free images that you can make use of. Okay, so you just need to look at them closely. And some you might not even need to, you can try to use them straight away. Okay, maybe for example, this is having a good background already. So you can go ahead and use it straight away. For example, this is making sense. So maybe for example, this image now, let me go ahead and download this. Okay, so let me just click on download. All right, so that's downloaded already. So maybe I don't want this background for this image. Since I've downloaded it, I'll come over to remove.pg. But before I go there, so on Pixels also, you can see I also type fashion woman, and these are the images that came up. Okay, they are actually free image, except otherwise stated that they are sponsored image. For example, this you can see sponsored image. So this is not free. Okay, so I come to .bg, I click on upload. Let's see, download. So this is when I just download and I click on upload. So with this now, it will automatically take out the background image. So that has been done. Okay, there's an option to edit in Canvas, but I'll just download it straight away. So I want to download it free. So that has been downloaded already. So now I can come back to Canva. So let me delete this. All right, then I'll come to upload. So upload files. So this is it right here, the one without the background image. So you can see it has already been uploaded. So I just select it, and this is it right here. All right, so I can just place it depending on how and where I want to use it on the website. Okay, so if I should put it this way, that means I want to have some text on this side, just like we have right here. Let's, for example, like this image, you can see the image is to the side so that the text can come over here. Okay, so that's what is happening here on this canvas. So if I'm okay with this now, I can just go ahead. If you want to change the background color too, you can see it right here. Okay, you can do that. Then I click on share, come over here, click on download, and then I click on download. All right, so that's downloading already. Now, once that is already downloaded, now before you upload it into your website, don't forget what I said. I said you should always rename the image to fit your website. Okay, for example, you're showing untitled design, so you can change it to something that has to do with, okay, let's just say shop female girl, or you can just put in the name of your website. All right, so with that now, I can come back here. So let's say I want to change this now. So once I click on it, it should be on item 1. So this is it right here. I'll click on choose image. So now I can put in the image I just created. So this is it under download. So I can just drag it in. Okay, so once you see this blue background, so you drop it, okay, and you can see it. So for this title now, just copy the title, shop female gown, and paste it under alt text. All right, so you can see it here. So you can see that we've been able to change this, although you'll notice that the size is not the same with the previous size. Okay, so that means the height for this is more than 500 pixels. That means this one is more than 500 pixels. Right, so that's why we are having some space here. Well, I hope you got the concept on how you can change and get some of these images, how you can do them. Okay, so that is it. The same thing applies here. Okay, this is more looking like a portrait. All right, so that's it on that section. For this now, this was done using product carousel. Once you click here, you can edit how you want it. There are different product type is set to type 1. So let's see what type 2 look like. Okay, I don't know. Let's see what type 3 looks like. Okay, so if the difference here is what is happening below and how the image is appearing. So if you look at type 4, so you can see under type 4, we have these buttons are showing below. For type 1 now, for type 1, you can see it is at this upper right. Okay, so for style, if you select style 2, so you can see the way it appears. Okay, so all these things all depends on you and what you tend to achieve. Now for the column, we have 4 products showing in each column. Now if you want something different, if you want maybe 5 column, you can see now we have 5 column. If you want 3 column, so it will appear as 3 columns. So all these things are self-customizable. All right, so for you can see here mobile column. That's to tell you how many columns do you want it on mobile view. For tablets, it's set to 3. Okay, if you want autoplay, you can also do that. All right, so if all this product is showing from category, if you want to exclude some or include some category, this is how where you can set that up. All right, which order ascending or descending, product on sale, and all these settings. All right, so if you click on advanced too, these are the options there. Okay, so if you scroll down, you can also create this using the same method. Once you click on them, you can see it right here. Right, these are all the options there for you to edit this section. So this place, once you click on it, featured products, you can change the text right here and do the same thing. Now, just the same process all through. Okay, now if you want to bring in anything new, okay, maybe you want to bring in a new widget, you can see there's this plus here. You click on flexbox, maybe you want it to be a single column facing down, you can click it. So for this now, you want to add a title. To make it easy, just copy this, right click on copy, and then you come here and paste. So what that does is that it will copy the text I mean the font style, the design, and the layout. So you can just come here and edit it. Maybe you want to create something different. Okay. So I can say, maybe I want to do something for new arrival. Okay, then you can put in whatever text you want to put. So the next thing I want to add is I click on plus. Maybe I want to introduce some products. Okay, so I'll look for product carousel. I can just drag it in. Okay, so you can see it here. Okay, then you go ahead and design and customize it. Okay, so that's for product carousel. Let me delete it. So I just want to show you the possibility of what you can achieve. So we've used product carousel. If you want to do product grid, so if you drag any of them in, okay, so you can, this is for product grid, right? So for product grid too, you can set up how you want it, how many column on phone and on mobile, so you can do that. So away from that, you can see there are a whole lot. This is product category. So if I should drag this in now, this is for category, so you can see it right here. And under this category, you can style it. If you want to include some, exclude certain category that you don't want them to show up here, you can just click on exclude and then put them the name of that category. Okay, so another thing I always like to mention is that if you're making any changes or doing anything, make sure you see those changes. If you are not sure what those changes are, just leave it the way it is. Okay, so away from this, also there are a lot of things that you can make use of. Now definitely you will not need to use everything. You can see there are a lot of options right here. You will need to use everything. Okay, we have button, spacer. Okay, and then let me also make mention of button, padding and margin. For example, you see this new section we just created is too close to this top. Okay, so for that I can just click here. So you can, then I'll come to advanced. So I'll unlink this. So at the top now I want to create a margin of, let's say, 50 pixels. So you can see it has created some space for us right here. Now, but if I should select for padding, so let me unlink it. But if I select for padding, it will create the space inside this pink box. Okay, so let's say I put in 50. So you can see the space is within this pink box. So that's the difference between padding and margin. Margin will be outside the box, okay, to the next one, while padding would be within the pink box. Okay, margin will be outside. All right, so that's the difference right here. So if you also want to, you might actually need it also. Okay, so let me just say I want to put in a padding of 20. Okay, so now you might want to add some background colors to distinguish it from the other section. So to do that, once you click here, you come over to style. So you can see background, it's currently set to normal. Okay, if you click on this classic, we have gradient. Gradient is for 2 color. Okay, this is if you want to have a video background, if you want to have a slideshow in the background, but I just want a single color. So I click on classic. I click here to select the color I want to have in the background, so you can see it. So I can choose a shade of white, just to create that difference between this background and this background. Okay, so that's another way to create contrast for different section of your website. Okay, so basically that's just a run through. So I can go ahead and delete this. Okay, so that's just a run through on how to modify the information that you're having on your website. For example, if I want to modify this, once I click on it, you can see it here. I can just change all the text around, right? So that is how it works, right? If you want to change this image here, once you click on it, okay, so you can see it, item 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So for item 1 now, so just put in the best email logo that you want to use. And if you don't want to use it, you can just delete it. Okay, so you can just delete it and everything that has to do with it. Okay, so you'll be fine. Okay, so it all depends on you. So let me restore that. So for me to restore it, I'll come to history. Then I'll come over to where I started deleting this. Okay, so you can see it here. To restore it, and don't forget to always publish. All right, so the same way we did here. So if you want to do the let me look for another page, maybe the about us page and the contact us page that was also created with Elementor Page Builder. It's pretty much the same process. Okay, this is the contact us page. Now it has opened up. If you want to change this, just click on it and then you change the information. If you want to this also, so this is the about us page. If you want to change the image, just click on any of them. All right, so on this side where it is having stored address, once you click on it, you'll be able to change the information. You can see everything here. This is it right here. All right, so, and don't forget to always publish any changes that you make. Okay, so that's what about the contact us page. This is the contact page. If you want to change any information, once you click on it, get in touch, click here, you put in any information. Now they've created this contact form for us already. Okay, so what happens is that once they fill in this contact us, this contact form, the message will be sent to your admin email. All right, so that is done already. Okay, and this on the right side, your opening hours, your store address. And if you don't need them, you can just go ahead and delete it. Okay, so with that, now I've been able to walk you through how to modify the information on your own page or any other home page. Now, next thing I want to talk about is, let's come back to pages. Now, what if you want to create a new page? Maybe now let me close this. Now, the reason is asking me that because I didn't save. Okay, so let me just, but I can just go ahead and leave. Now, what if you want to create a new page? Okay, maybe there's a page that you don't have here and you want to create it. So what you can do is just click on add page. Okay, so once the page open up, then you put in the title of the page. Maybe you want to create an FAQ page. All right, so you go ahead and click on it. Now, since you are dealing with WooCommerce or e-commerce websites, all right, there are some pages that you might want to create that you just use shortcode, all right, but I'll show you that briefly. So maybe you're not creating a page with shortcode. Maybe you want to create a full page. So maybe like an FAQ page, you click on it. It's currently set to default templates, all right. So if depending on, or you might need Elementor full width, but let's see what default template looks like. All right, then click on publish. Let me go back here and see every other thing is fine. Go ahead and click on publish. All right, so let's view the page and see what the page looks like. So I've opened it up in a new tab. So this is it right here. Okay, I think it's looking good. So once that has been created, and you click on edit with Elementor. So that's if you want to create a page using Elementor page builder. Exactly. So once the page opens up like this, now you can start creating your page. Okay, so I think I still have this copied already. So you can you can also copy different sections from one Elementor page to another. All right, then maybe for a FAQ page, now you might want to use what was the name, accordion. So maybe I might want to use this widget. Okay, where you put in your question, and then you have, for this answer part, you can bring in a text editor, you drag it in here. All right, so this will be your question, then you put in the answer here. So if this is too big, okay, there's another thing I can do. So let me delete this. I right click and delete. So I'll check out, I'll bring in 2-column, flexbox, 2-column. Okay, so I can just go ahead and bring in the accordion. Okay, so I can put in, maybe I can put an image here. So let me come out here and search for image. Okay, so I can put in an image here. So you can just be creative with your design for your page, but basically that's how to create a page. And don't forget to always publish. All right, so with that, now we've been able to create our FAQ page. Let's preview. So if I click on preview, so this is what our page currently looks like. All right, so you can also change the page to, so let me go back to pages. So if you want to go back, so just click here, you click exit to WordPress. So it will bring you back here. Now, if I should change it to Elementor full width, and I click on save, okay, so because those are one of the best that you might want to use, Elementor full width. Now, if you choose Elementor canvas, there won't be header and footer. I mostly use this when I want to create like a landing page where I won't need header or footer. So now I've changed it to Elementor full width. If I should refresh, okay, I think that is still okay. All right. So the reason why I'm not giving you one particular one to use is that this option is always different across different themes. Okay, some will have page builder, Elementor full width, Elementor canvas, default template, and the likes. Okay, so you really need to understand. For you to understand is, once you come across all of this option and you're not really sure, use this one, save it, refresh the page, and see what it looks like. You can change it to default templates, save it, refresh the page, and see what it looks like, so that you can be sure of the kind of page you want to create. Okay, all right. So I just want to make sure that I put you through on things so that you can also learn. All right, so that's it on how to create a page. Now, I said something earlier that what if you want to create, so let me go back to our dashboard. Okay, so where we have pages. So what if you want to create a page that was created using a shortcode? Let me show you an example. For example, now this account page, if I click on edit, and then let me see one other page again, can I use to explain this? Or let me use this cart page again. So let me click on edit, open a new page. All right, so you can see this account page was created using a shortcode. You can see WooCommerce in square brackets underscore my.account. It's a shortcode. It should create an entire page for you, but this is just a shortcode. And then this cart also, you can see it was created using a shortcode. All right, so for you to really understand that, you can just search for WooCommerce, WooCommerce shortcode. Okay, so I'll also leave a link to short code included with WooCommerce. I'll also leave a link to, you can see this is a for cart page, this is a short code. For cart page, for checkout page, my accounts page. Okay, so these are the short code to create all of this kind of page, products page, category page, and like, just in case you need them. Okay, so you can just search them on Google. Also, the theme that we are using comes with some short code also. I'll try to leave that in the description of this video. So basically, those are the two ways that you can decide to create a page. Okay, so you can, maybe it's a page that requires short code, or it's a custom kind of page that you need to start designing all over by yourself. Okay, so that's it on how to create a page. The next thing we want to look at is the customization option within WordPress itself. Okay, so for you to get there, so you come over to appearance. So let me scroll down. So this is it right here, appearance, and then you're going to say customize. So click on it, open up customize. So right here, it will open up the same way we saw Elementor earlier, but all of the edit options are towards the left, and then you see your website on the right here. Okay, so we are going to go through each of them one after the other so that we can see some of the options that are available here and how they affect, the views and the functionality of your e-commerce website. So guys, if you are finding value in the video, please give the video a thumbs up if you are yet to. Okay, so now the first one is site identity. So if you open up site identity, this is where you're going to put in your site title. Remember, we did this earlier under settings. Okay, so this is where you can also update your site title and then your tagline. So your site icon, remember I said there's another place where we can change our our site icon. So this is where, if you want to change it, okay, basically this is what it will look like. You can use your logo, it will show up on your browser tab just like this. Okay, so that's it on site identity. And don't forget, always publish. If you make any changes right here, do make sure you publish. Okay, so for colors, so this is where you can set your background color. For example, this is our background color. Maybe I want to use a separate color, so you can see it right here. So this is where you can choose your background color. Okay, so but if you want it as what it was before, you can just clear it. Okay, so let me go back. So background image. Now if you want to have a background image, okay, although this doesn't have, you might have come across this on some websites. So if you click here, and then let's say I want to use this, for example, as my background image. So I click on choose. So you can see the image will just appear on the background of the website, just like you are seeing it. Okay, then there are also some options that comes with it. If you want to put it at the center, so you see it right here like this. If you want it to be towards the right or towards the left or the upper right, okay, so it all depends on you if you want to use that feature. If you want it to repeat, it's currently checked. If you want it to, if you uncheck this now, you can see it will just be fixed. Okay, so these are some effects. You might not need it anyway, but that's what it's for. So but let me just remove. Okay, so that's it there. Then we have menu. So we've not talked about menu, but we are still going to come back to menu. So let's still leave this. Okay, but for the accounts, so this, if you scroll down for the accounts menu, so you can see dashboard, order, wish list, account details, this is it here. For categories, this is it right here. For footer menu, so the footer menu where we have the privacy policy, the terms and return policy, this is it right here. Okay, so if you want to edit it, okay, you can do that right here. Okay, but I'll still show you where else you can do the menu on the menu itself. But these are the different locations for menu. Under information, these are the menus right here. And then we have menu 1. Okay, so this menu 1 is this main menu here that we are having here. Okay, so you can see this is the menu and all the old pages that are under it. Okay, and then away from that, we have the shop and then the side menu. Okay, so the side menu is this menu right here, and then we have the top right. So the top right menu is where we have this order tracking and then the language and then the currency. Okay, so if you should click on it, so you can see it here. So if you need to change anything or you need to take it out, so this is where you can do that. Okay, for example, maybe I don't want for the order tracking now. So this is it right. If you don't want any of this, you can just go ahead and delete it. Okay, and everything here will be out. Okay, so those are the options that are available under menu. So away from there, we have widgets. Okay, so column, first column. Okay, we have a text. So if I should scroll down, this is for here. So if I should open this up, so you can see it, this text here. If you want to change it, maybe you want to have your logo. Okay, or you want to put in an image here. you want to put in this text, this is it right here, and next to it is your phone number and your email. All right, so you can see this is where you can edit that information. Okay, so the next one is this footer second column. That what we have there is this information. So if you want to change this title here, okay, so let me just add. Okay, so I've added just for you to see that it will take effect, because you can see it here. So if you need to change it, this is it here. Okay, so and then you select the menu that you want to use for this particular section. Okay, so that's the footer second, the third, fourth, and fifth. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's it for that widget. So home page settings. Now, this is where you are going to set how you want your home page to be. By default, once someone come over to your website, once they type in your domain name on the browser, you're supposed to take them to their home page. To your home page. So that's why we're having this static option, and then you select what page should it take them to. You can see it's currently set to home. Remember, I said it earlier that we have like 6 home pages that we can use. This is home page that we can use for our home page. So this is where you are going to select which of the pages you want to use as your home page. Is it home page 1, 2, 3, or to 6? So this is where you are going to select which of those pages that I showed you earlier that you want to use as your home page. Okay, so that's why we have it as this. If you want to use this as your main home page, so that once they go over your website, this is a page that will show up. You select it to be 2. Okay. All right, so let's see now. It's loading up, so you can see it now. So this is what our home page will be if we leave it as this home 2. So let me just leave it as the way it was before. Don't forget to always publish. So those are the options there. Then we have header settings. Now under this header settings, this is where you can set up your logo. Okay, so you can customize your logo. So if you want to change your logo, this is where you're going to change it. So you just need to select image, and then you bring in your logo. Okay. And then we also have your mobile logo. So this is where you're going to put your mobile logo. Then set logo text. You can set logo as a text. So that means if you don't have a logo itself in form of an image, you can use a text as your logo. If your logo is too small or too big, you can use this to adjust it. So you can see it here. You can use this to adjust the size of your logo. Okay, so let me just put it back to default. Then also for the mobile view, so if you want to see what the mobile view looks like, just like we have in Elementor, if you click here, so you can see what your website looks like on mobile. So if you click here to show you what it looks like on tablets and on desktop. Okay, so if you want to adjust the logo size for mobile, your sidebar logo, you can also adjust that. So all this section has to do with logo. Okay, so if I should set it to mobile now, so this is what our logo is on mobile. So if I should adjust the size or play with the size now, so once I increase it, so you can see now this one will only affect the mobile, it will not affect the desktop. Okay, so let me return it back to desktop view. All right, so back, then I go to header general. So for the header now, we have different header style. So header 1, we have header 1, we have header 2, and then we have header 3. I think this particular one is on header 2. Okay, so we are currently using header 2, and then you see that under this header we have different options. Sticky header, do you want to enable sticky header? So the meaning of sticky header is currently disabled. So if I should scroll down now, you see that the menu or the header is not following, it's not showing. But if I should enable sticky header, you see that. So you can see, let it load up. So you see that as I'm scrolling down the page, you can see that this header is showing, it's not going. So you can see it, that's because we are using header 2. So assuming I select header 1 now, and or let's see, maybe header 3 or any other header that is not using it, it will not respond. Okay, so then mobile sticky header, if you want to have that same effect on mobile, then toggle menu button, that's this button right here. Okay, it's currently enabled. If you don't want it to be disabled, then header search, this is it right here. Agile search form, that's to do with the search. Then mobile search, that means on mobile is disabled. Account icon and login is enabled. This is it right here. Okay, so you can see it here. Pop-up login, if you want it to pop up to show that, okay, you want to log in or to log in. Wish list is enabled, and header cards. Okay, so wish list, this is it. Header cards, this is it right here. Okay, so all of these options are self-customizable. Some of them are okay the way they are. If you want to enable or disable anyone, so the choice is yours. Okay, but by default they are always okay like that. Okay, so those are the options under header. Then header notification. So let me scroll back to the header section. So you can see this summer sale for all swimsuits and free express international. So this is it right here. Okay, so if you want to change this text, this is where you are going to do that. Okay, and you can see if you want to put in a link, you can just update all the links and the information. Okay, so this is where to change that. But if you don't want it, you can see top notification 1. If I should turn this off now, that section will disappear. So you can see it here. So if you want to enable it, so top notification 2. Top notification 2, you can see free shipping worldwide. This part here, you can see this is Israel. Okay, so if you want to update that, all right, so that's where you can do that. I've also showed you where you can change this under the menu, the widget section. Okay, so that's sort out this. So let's go back. Then Elder Social. So Elder Social deals with this. You can see 3.1 million followers. This is it right here. If I want to change it to, let's say, 4.1 million followers. So if I should change it here, it will change on the website also. And then we have the social list. So I've just published that. We have the social list, which is, you can see it has updated to 4.1. So if I should click here now, so you see this text that is showing here, follow us on social media. So you can see this is the text right here. So we have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. So this is it here. The first one is for Facebook, and then you put in your Facebook link. So the text that you want it to show, you put it here. All right. So this Facebook here is for the icon. So that's it. Then the second one is for the row 2 is for Twitter. You can see it. And then like that. So if you want to rearrange it also, you can see it, you can rearrange it the way that best fits. Okay, so those are the options right there under the header social. Okay, so with that now we've been able to explore this header, this second header too. So preloader is disabled. Basically, if you want to open a new page, you know, there are some preloader that will show up. It's not enabled, but if you want to use it, you can go ahead and use it. But let me just disable it. Okay, so next one is header style 1. And don't forget, I said we are using header style 2. Okay, so let's just go and check header style 2. So for this is where you can edit the header top 1 background. This particular background is currently set to black. So if you want to change it to a different color, okay, let's see. So you can see now. So if you want to change to a different color, this is how you can change it to a different color. Okay, and then header top 1 notification color, so that the text color is currently set to this shade of white. Header top 2 background color is set to white. That is why you are seeing it here. The text color is set to this shade of black. That is why the text color is black. Okay, then the border color, you see that there is a line here. Okay, so that's, you can see this is it here. Then header main background color is set to this shade of white. That's for this entire background color. Okay, so all of these options, this deals more with colors. So, and then the font family, header top 1 notification typography, that means this header here, the typography, that's talking about the font type, the font size, you understand. Then the same thing for the 2, for this second part. If you want to change the font size, the type, okay, you can also do that. Header main font typography, so all the text appearing on the header section, this is where you can update them. All right, so don't forget to always publish if you make any changes. All right, so let's come back. So we don't really need to do anything with header 3, 4, 5, okay, because we are using header type 2. So assuming we are using header 3, we can go ahead. It's still the same options that will be available there, okay, but since we are not using it, we don't have any business there. All right, so mobile menu style. So how do you want your mobile menu to appear in terms of the color? So this is where you can do that. And then mobile button menu style. Okay, mobile button. Okay, mobile button menu style. So basically, let me show you. So if I should set it now, so this is it, the mobile button menu. So this menu that you're seeing here. All right, so put mobile button menu background color is set to white. So let me show you. If I change it to red now, so let's see, you can see it here. Okay, so it all depends on you. All these options are self-customizable if you want to play around with the color, but you might not need to touch everything. Okay, the reason I'm just trying to show you where some of these options are so that you can know what to do just in case you need it, but you might not necessarily need to go there. Okay, so let me return it back to desktop. So we are done with menu, we've done home page header. So now let's go to shop settings. So if I should click on shop now, so for you to understand what is going on within the shop page, let me open up the shop page. So I've opened up the shop page. Okay, so it's always advisable make sure you are seeing the page as you're making all of this setting. So under general, so this is where you can select your layout. So it's currently set to left sidebar, and as you can see, we have the sidebar on the left. So if I should select right sidebar now, okay, we are actually having left, so you can see it will move it to the right. Okay, so let me return it back to left. So if you select full width, that means you're not going to be seeing the sidebar on either side. It will probably be at the top. So we have shop page width is currently set to box, page nation, type default, okay, and all of these options. So you can see list, grid list view, okay, and then we have all these attributes swatches is turned off, added to cart are just noticed. Okay, so all of these options are right there. Okay, so if you want to show quantity is currently disabled. Okay, so those are the options. You can see here recently viewed product column. Let's scroll down. It's set to 4. I've not viewed up to 4 products, that's why it's showing only 2. Okay, and then all of these options right here. So away from general, if you come to product box, so how do you want the product box to appear? We have style 1. If I switch to style 2, okay, so you can see this is how the style 2. If I switch to style 4, okay, so you can see this is how style 4 will be. Okay, so you see that these buttons are showing below. So if I should return it back to style 1, okay, because style 1 is similar to style 4, the difference is that now these buttons are the upper right. Okay, so and all of these buttons here. Okay, so if you want to display the SKU, which you might not need, so it's good that it's disabled. Quick view button is currently enabled, which is this button right here. All right, so that's it on product box. Let's go back. Product details, horizontal, do you want it to be? Okay, so some of these things is just, you know, self understandable once you see them, but once you toggle anything on, so make sure you see the effect and understand how it works. Away from that, we have banner. So the banner is this, you can see here. So this banner, I've showed you how to create something like this. So you can see plus size style for every season. So if you want to change it, this is it right here. Okay, so everything about the banner, you can do that here. In terms of the color, you can see it here. Okay, so let me go back. My account, okay, so it's set to default. Register first name, last name, and all this information. Okay, free shipping bar is disabled. Okay, so if you enable that, it's left to you if you want to enable that. And then product details style. Okay, shop stock. Let me show you. I think can we see something like that? So, but this is for product details, single shop, single image border color. All right. Shop single stock text color. Okay, so this has to do with all the colors. So if you want to change any of them, you can do it from here. Okay, then mini cart style. You also want to change anything that has to do with the cards, you can do that here. Okay, so those are the settings that are available under the shop setting. So the next one is the footer setting. So for the footer, that's where we have the subscribe. So this is it right here, this particular section here. So this is the form ID. We are still going to look into that. Get your emails for info. Get our emails for info on new items. So this is it right here. We'll email you a voucher. This is it right here. You're going to change this text. And then this phone number, need help. This is it right here. And then all of this. Okay, so everything about this particular section, you can do it right here. Okay, in terms of the color, the text, and the information. So the contact image, where you can see where we have this logo. This is it here. So if you want to change it to something different, so this is where you can do that. All right. So with that, now we are gradually covering a lot of things that you might need to change and how to do them. Footer general, let's see the options here. So if I should scroll down, this footer general is where we are having this copyright text. All right, so copyrights, and then instead of this Cloutier WordPress theme, you can put in, so let me just say I want to put in Prosper Fashion designed, then I'll just put that website designed and managed by, let's say then PADG Digitech. All right, so you can have something like that in your footer. So that is how you can change some of those information. Okay, so away from that, this image, you might just leave it there, so it helps to create trust and likes. So this, okay, then set payment URL. Okay, just update this to your shop page. Okay, then footer column is 5. We have 5. This is where you can adjust 5 columns. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can leave this one the way it is. Then footer menu is currently turned on, which is this menu you are seeing here, where we are having this privacy policy, terms and condition, and return policy. But if you don't want it, you can disable it. Maybe you want to put it somewhere among these 5 columns. Okay, so then you can decide to disable it. Okay, so let's go back. Then the footer style. So this has to do with basically the color. Okay, so footer top background color is set to white. Okay, footer title color, this is it. Okay, I think it has to do with all of this title, the color, footer subtitle color, footer border color. I think this line right here. Okay, so once you change any of the colors, and then you make sure you pay attention to which of the color is changing, and then you'll be fine. Okay, so let's move away from footer style. So that's it under footer setting. This KLB AI, OpenAI is disabled. This has to do with a product description. Okay, I think this is okay the way it is. So for blog settings, so for you to adjust the blog setting, make sure you're on the blog page. So let me open up the blog page. So guys, if you are finding value, please give the video a thumbs up. Okay. All right, so in terms of layout, you can see it's currently set to right sidebar, and that is why we are having this sidebar on the right. Okay, so if you want it to be grid, you want the layout to be grid so you can see it. I think I'm okay with this grid layout. Okay, so you can see it here, grid. How many columns? It's going to set to 2. If you want 3, let's see what the 3 column looks like. Okay, so I think we have 4 blog posts, so that's why this is standing alone. But I think I'm okay with the 2. It looks okay like that. And then the sidebar is right here. Okay, so that's it on blog setting. Then we have main color. So this is where you can select some of the colors that you see across your website. Main color, color dangler, success color, color success dark, and every other thing. Okay, so don't forget to always publish. Away from main color, we have elemental templates. Let's see. Let me just leave this the way it is. All right. Then the map setting. Okay, if you want to use map. Okay, if you want to showcase map on your site, so just make sure you get your Google Map API key and then you paste it here. So next we have this GDPR. So if you want to enable it, let me show you if I should enable it now. You're going to see something is going to appear here, and if you want to change the GDPR text, so you can change it right here. All right, the expiring date, and then you accept cookies. So you can see this is in order to provide a personalized shopping experience. Our site uses cookies, and then it will take them to the cookie page. Okay, so your cookie pop this page. All right, so if you want to make it acceptable, so you can see it here. So this is where you can enable that instead of you downloading a separate plugin for GDPR. All right, so the theme actually provides that for you. So let me just go back and toggle it off. But if you want to use it, you can go ahead and do that. So for newsletter setting, okay, it's currently disabled. If you want to enable it, so you can just click here to enable it. Okay, so you can see all of these options will come up. All right, so this will come up as a pop-up. You can see it here. It will be a pop-up instead. All right, but if you don't want to use it, you can just toggle that off. So away from that, we also have the maintenance settings. If you turn this on, your website won't be accessible for people except you because you are logged in. Okay, so but since we are not in, our website is live, there's no need to set this on. Okay, then we have the final typography. This has to do with your typography, your menu, the fonts you are using, the size and everything. So this is where you can set that up. And then we have others. Okay, your 404 page, and the elemental products search limit is set to 100. All right, so for if there's a page that is not visible, okay, what page should show up? All right, so that's a 404 page, or a page that doesn't exist. Now your social login. So what this means is that if you want to enable social login, like maybe people can log in or create an account using their social media profile. So this is where you can set that up. What you need is to create a Google Client ID. Okay, so once you get that, you paste it here. You also get your Facebook app ID. So maybe they want to log in with their Google account or their Facebook instead of registering afresh. So if you want to use that feature, so you just need to get your Google Client ID and your Facebook app ID and paste it there. Okay, so that's it on social login. Then under WooCommerce, we have this store notice. Our store is live already, so we don't need this. So let me come back. Product catalog. So this is talking about the shop page. So what do you want? Shop page display what? I want it to display products, and that is why we are saying products right here. Category display should also show products. Now this settings is okay the way they are. The only thing you might need to change is maybe product per row. How many products do you want it to show per row? You can see it's currently set to 4, and then that's why we are having 4 products. 1, 2, 3, 4. So after that, we have to go to the next page. okay, and then row per page is also set to 4. All right, so if you want to adjust any of this thing, you can do it from here. So away from that, we have product image. So this is where you set up the product image, all right, so that the image can be even. Okay, so you won't want to have a situation whereby one image is big, is small, you know, it's not make your website look good. But it is okay like this, but if you need to change it, okay, this is where you can adjust this. So what else do we have? Checkout. So this is for the checkout page. These are the options that you need. Okay, it says this option lets you change the appearance of your WooCommerce checkout. So company name field is optional, address line 2 is optional, phone field is required. Here they need to put in their phone number, and then okay, so these two are optional, right? So away from that, then this is your privacy policy statements. Okay, these options will show up in your checkout page. Don't worry, when we are on the checkout page, you are going to see it. Okay, so this can, okay, good. So you can see this is what our checkout page looks like. Okay, so you can see that the first name is required. That's why we have this last name. You can see company name is optional, and this is it right here. Company name is optional. Address line 2 is optional. Let me see it here. Okay, so it's not showing up here because it is optional. All right. So you can see a light required field with an asterisk. You can see it here. So all these fields are important. Okay. Now you can see this part where it says your privacy policy. Your personal data will be used to process your order. This is the text right here. So if you need to change this, this is where you can change this. These terms and condition, I have read and agreed the terms of condition. This is it right here, and this is it appearing here. So this is where you can update the information. So you'll notice that the website uses a lot of red color. Remember when I showed you color red? So if you change it to another color, it will replace all these colors that are showing up here. Okay, and you can see there's an option to use coupon. All right, so let's go back away from, so those are the options available under WooCommerce. So under additional CSS, if you want to make any custom style sheets, you want to paste in any code, you can do that from here. Okay, so don't forget to always publish any changes that you make. Okay, so with that, now we've covered all the options under customize, and with that you already have a full knowledge to a large extent of how to make a lot of changes on your website. Okay, you can see that the customize option also cuts across different design and customization options that are available within your website. Now we are back to the dashboard. Okay, so the next one we want to look at is when you come over to appearance and then we want to look at widgets. Okay, so if I should open up those widgets now, so let me open that in a new tab. Now these are the options that are available under widgets. So we have the blog sidebar. Okay, so this is where you can set up all the features that will be on the blog sidebar. So let me open up the blog page again. So if I should open up the blog page, and then you see the sidebar, we have the search, the recent post, recent comments. So if I come back here, you can see we have this search. So, and then we have, this is a short code for latest post. So you can see the latest post right here. Okay, and then followed by this block again. All right, which is this search and popular post, category, tags, and the likes. Okay, so you can see tags, category, and the likes. So basically what I want to show you here is that if you want to do your sidebar, so you can pick from any of these available widgets. You can see here available widgets. Okay, so you can choose from any of the available widgets, categories, cards, clothier, product status. Okay, so you can see a whole lot of them: image, navigation menu, products, product search, product list, tag cloud, search, you know, text, video, and all of these. Okay, so what you do is if you need any of them, okay, so you just from the drop down, then you can select where you want to put them. Maybe you want to put them on the shop sidebar. Okay, so once you just select it, it will be available on that section, and then you click on add widgets. Okay, so basically that is how you can add elements to your blog sidebar, to your shop sidebar. Okay, so for the shop page now, you can see we have this block. So this block is one that is controlling, let's see, the archives. So maybe I don't want it now, I go ahead and delete it. Okay, because I don't want that to show. For this other block is one for our category heading. Okay, and then you can see product category, filter by price, filter by attribute, filter by color, and then every other thing. So if you want to put anything on the sidebar, so this is where you can set that up. Then footer first column. Okay, so this is another place that you can set up your footer first column. Okay, I think I showed you where we could do that under customize section, this part here. Okay, we can also do that from this widget section for the second column, third, fourth, and fifth column. Now for the fourth column, what we have is a navigation menu for the shop page. That's for the fourth, you can see it here. So you can also do that here. So basically the two things that are new here is the blog sidebar and the shop sidebar. For this footer column 1 to 5, I've showed you where we can do that under the customize option. You can as well do it from here. Okay, so those are the options that are available under the widget. So the next thing I want to talk about is, so I won't forget, is the menu. So let's come over to menu. Once the page opens up like this, okay, so we have different menu. I mean, the menu section, once we have the account, the category, the information, the shop, and the sidebar menu, and then the top right menu. Okay, so we're currently on the information, and then if you check out our website now, so let me scroll down. On the information, we have about privacy policy, return shipping, and drop shipping. So if you come over here, you can see that is what we are having here. So basically, how to add some of these pages to this menu is you are going to see your list of pages right here. So you can see it here. If I select view all, it should show me all the page that I have. So if there's any page you want to add to any section of your menu, okay, so let's say for example the FAQ page I've just created. So this is it right here. I select it and then I'll click on add to menu. Okay, so you can see it has show up on the menu. This menu also you can rearrange them. So maybe you want to have the FAQ right here. You can do just that. Okay, whatever you want to arrange, and if you want it to be maybe a sub menu, you can see you can just drag it like this to be a sub menu. I can have a sub menu under a sub menu. Okay, so you can have it something like this. All right, so whichever way you want to achieve it, so this is how you bring in pages into your menu. All right, you are currently under the information menu. Now if you want to also bring in a custom link, for example, now if you check out this drop shipping, you are seeing what they are writing here, custom link. That means it is not a page on your website, it is just a custom link. Okay, so for you to do that, you come over to custom link. Okay, so you put in the link here where you want it to take you to. Right, so that means, for example, if I should come here, that means if I should click on this drop shipping, I want it to take me to a particular page. All right, so for me to create that, I'll just put in the link where I want it to take me to. Okay, so let me just put this here. So I put in the link and then the text that I want to appear. Okay, so maybe I want it to show me shoes. All right, then I'll click on add to menu. Okay, so you can see this is it, it's custom link. Also, you can also make use of categories. Okay, maybe you want to showcase a particular category on the menu. All right, so for example, now if I should go here where we have category, we have women and bags. So for that now, I want a particular category to show up. This is, I'll just select the category, I'll click on add to menu. Right, so those are the different ways. If you can also use posts. Maybe you want to have a blog post to show up on the menu. Maybe I want to have this now. I select it, I click on add to menu. So you can see it here. However, this display text is looking too big, too long. So I'll just click here and then I can just change it, best product that shape fashion. So I can just change it to best product, any text that best fits, because if it is too long, it will not look too good. Then you go ahead and save. All right, so all of these changes that we've done now is for the information side. So if I come to the website, let me refresh and see what happens to this information side and see. So you can see it here. We have the shoes, we have best product. Okay, so the same way we've done for information, you come over here and then you do for categories, you select. All right, so you can also add whatever it is that you want to add to this particular one. And if there's anyone that you don't want, you can see once you click on it, there's an option to remove. Okay, and if you want to create a new kind of menu, so you can see it here, create a new menu. All right, so then you can give it a name and then you go ahead and create a menu, from which the next thing you have to do is to add whatever you want to add to that particular menu. Okay, so now the next one we want to look at is the main menu. So that is menu 1, which is the primary menu. Select. Okay, so this main menu, so you can see it has the home. So let me show you now. So let me show you the main menu, which is this part here that you are seeing, right? Okay, let me go to the home page. So which is this particular site that you are seeing here. You can see under home, we have this. Under shop, we have all of these. Under women, okay, all these are alone. Okay, so I should come back to the menu. You can see home. Under shop, we have a sub list and we have things under there. We have product details and we have all of this under it. Okay, so that is how you can just go ahead and delete all of this and create your own kind of menu. Okay, so it's not compulsory you use this type of menu. All right, where they have all these things are just linked, showcasing different sections of the of the plugin, I mean of our theme rather, sorry. Okay, so you can just go ahead and delete this, and maybe you just want to have only your shop page, or you can just have your shop page and then you can have some products showing up, or just a single link that will just take you to your shop page, because we already have all the categories showing up right here. For example, now this is another menu here. This was created using my menu. So let me show you. For example, if I should come here, categories, and I select it. Okay, okay, I think it's not that category. Okay, sidebar menu. Okay, so this is the sidebar menu. So you can see men, kids, baby shoes. So men, kids, baby shoes. So you can see it right here. So if you want to also change any of these, okay, for example, you want to change this also. So that is where you can also do that. Okay, you can see ready to wear, all for men. I say all for men. So I should come here now for this all for men. Now I can come here and then update the link. You can see it's using a custom link. So this link is not on our website. It will take you to another different website. Okay, so update this to any particular page on your website, okay, or products. All right, so those are the options under the menu, and that is how you can go ahead to update and change your menu to best fit. If you also need ideas for how you want to arrange your menu, the best thing I always advise is to also check out your competitors' website and see how they arrange their menus. Okay, what they have. Do they have home, shop, women? You know, what you see on their different competitors' websites will also give you an idea on how you can also create your menu. All right, so basically that is it on how to create your menu. So guys, if you are really finding a lot of value in this video, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you are yet to. Okay, we've covered a lot in the course of this video. So now another thing I want to talk about here is, we've looked at it earlier, is this user. Okay, so if you want to add a user, I've explained what it actually means earlier, but now that we've installed our WooCommerce plugin, once you put in your user, I mean, the user you're adding is for giving access to someone else to manage your website, I mean your e-commerce website. Okay, so for the role now, you can see we already have another new role of a shop manager and customer. Okay, so if you want to give a role of a shop manager, you can also assign that role to whoever you want to assign it to. Okay, so away from that, another thing we might want to also look into is this Mailchimp for WordPress. So let me leave that Mailchimp for WordPress. Let's open up that. So for this now, is for you to connect your Mailchimp account to your WordPress. So that means once people opt in into your Mailchimp form or your opt-in form, okay, the emails will go straight to your Mailchimp account. And for you to do that, you can see the API key for connecting with your Mailchimp account. Get your API key here. So once you click here, so it will redirect you to Mailchimp. It's a very straightforward and easy process. All right, from here you can either create an account, or if you have an account with them already, you go ahead and then you log in. Okay, and it's a very straightforward process. You won't have any problem setting that up, and then you'll be able to create a new API key which you are going to paste here, and then you click on save changes. Okay, and then you are good at with that, and then you are good as done. The next thing we want to do now is, I've opened up our website, or our e-commerce website, on a different browser. So what I want to do now is to create an account and make a purchase as a customer. Okay, so that's what I want to do now. So to do that, first we need to create an account, all right? Or maybe we can just add some items to, to our shopping cart, and then we try to purchase. But whichever way, anyone can come first. So if I should click here now, which is, you can see this is where I'm going to click to create an account, right? So this page is going to open up. So I can log in if I have an account already, but if I don't, then I'll need to register. So let me put in an email address that I'll use to register. So I'll put in the email, and then I'll click on register. You can see it will say a link, and a new password will be sent to your email. You can see your account with Prosper Fashion is using a temporary password. We emailed you a link to change your password. All right, so you go to your email, you click on it to change your password. So let's see if we can add few items to our cart and see how it looks like. Okay, so let's say we want to add this to cart. So I click on this to add it to cart. All right, so let's say I want to pick this particular one. Let's say I want to pick like 5 of it, and then I click on add to cart. So you can see, so now let's go ahead and view our cart. All right, so this is our cart right here, and this is the item that I want to purchase. That's about 124 US dollars. Let's click on proceed to check out. All right, so this is where we are going to put in our billing details. All right, so let me quickly put in some details real quick. All right, so I've put in some random details here, so that can allow us to check out. Now, you can see the total price here. Now, because I didn't link the Stripe, that's why it's supposed to be able to show me where I put in my card details. Okay, but if you put that in, you'll be able to put in your card details. So I have read the agreement. Now I want to use a coupon code so that we can just have 0% off. I've created a coupon code for 100% off. So I used 100 off. All right, so if I click on apply coupon, so we should be having 0 there. Okay, so I've clicked on, we've applied the coupon. Now we are having a total of 25, okay, but the coupon was only for the products, all right? And the reason why we're having 25 is that the coupon does not cover the shipping, okay? So you can see, and remember we have 5 items, and when we were setting up the store, we said $5 per item, all right? I hope you remember that. So that's why I'm having $25. Now, what if I want to make it the coupon to also include the cost of shipping? All right, so let me go back to the back end of our website. So you come to marketing and then you select coupon. You can see it here 100 off. So I click on edit. All right, so under this option, allow free shipping. So I'll just check this option right here, okay, so that the coupon can cover it. All right, so you can see I've clicked on, I've applied it again. So now we're having 0. So we are not paying anything. It has qualified for free shipping. So with that, now I can go ahead to place an order. So once you do this, you are going to receive an email, all right? And as a store owner, you're also going to receive an email that's the admin that you received an order and the likes. Let me come back here. So once that goes through, if you come over to analytics like we checked earlier, then all the values here are going to be making a lot of sense, where you're going to be seeing, okay, you can see I think that went through order 2, product sold 10, okay. So you can see that the analytics will start to make sense, okay, once you start to make sales. Now it's showing that net sales is 0 because we used a coupon code. So if you check out on the products and revenue and the likes, okay, so you can see that the analytics will start to items sold is 10, all right, because I did that twice. And then the order is 2. Okay, so a single order has 5 products. Okay, the net sale is still showing 0 because we used a coupon. So everything will start to make sense. Now let me also add this, that once you are creating yours, if you notice that your emails are not delivering or they are going to spam, I have a separate video where I explain how to fix that. Okay, so I don't want to add it to this video so that it won't be longer than necessary. Okay, so with that, guys, I believe you've been able to cover a lot on how you can create your e-commerce website for your fashion or your clothing e-commerce website. Okay, so don't forget, I said I'm going to leave a link in the description of this video, some helpful link if you want to take advantage of the domain and hosting for some 5% off plus a free domain. I'll leave the link to it in the description. I'll also leave a timestamp so that if you missed any part of this video, you want to rewatch any part of this video, you can easily do that. And other helpful link as far as this theme and this video is concerned, you find every of this in the description of this video. So with that, guys, I've come to an end of this video. I hope you really learned a lot. If you do, let me know what you think in the comment section of this video. So with that, guys, my name is Prosper and I'll see you all in another video. Bye for now.